Hello everyone, and welcome to another TTRPG adventure out of the Roughworks Tavern. This is our session 1 of our Pathfinder marathon game. Similar to my D&D marathon game series, we're going to be going through all of the official Pathfinder 2nd edition modules in chronological order. And we're going to be starting with the Fall of Plaguestone. The system that we're using is, as I said, Pathfinder 2nd edition. We are 1-1! We are playing on Fantasy Grounds. I am an official affiliate with Fantasy Grounds. You can check them out there. I also work with R. Telsorian Games and Fantasy Grounds to get Cyberpunk Red. So anytime that book is purchased, I actually earn royalties off of it. As a note too, there are special dice packs you can get on Fantasy Grounds too. I actually do earn, a very small commission off of them. So if you use my affiliate link to buy anything, I'd appreciate it rather than just not using the link.
Dice packs? What the fuck?
Yeah, they added a lot of new things. You guys can see them actually in the app if you go to Fantasy Grounds and then you click on the button in the top right that looks like a dice.
Oh.
Underneath the tool tabs.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, there are new faces. There's a lot of new people playing. Two you should recognize: Elevor and Sloth. Sloth played in Neon Heat, my short-lived Cyberpunk Red campaign, and Waka and Ankh are new. I'll have them introduce themselves very shortly. If you guys want to support, do remember that you can do through subs, bits, or donating on my Ko-Fi. Donating on the Ko-Fi is the best way to go. I get access to that money immediately. It's the best way to tip. In addition, during any game, if all the players agree to it, and I am ever tipped $60 or more in total, I will order a bottle of alcohol off of Uber Eats and take a shot anytime that there is a critical success or a critical failure, which are far easier to come across in Pathfinder. If the players manage to drink me under the table by having really good or bad luck, they all immediately level up, no matter where they are in the story.
Hey, yo, what?
Yeah, did you not know that, Sloth?
No.
It's with all my games. But so if all the players agree and we get a total of $60 in tips on the Ko-Fi, it becomes a drinking game. As a note, all players, Pathfinder, thankfully these are pre-made adventures, Luminous, that I am only going through and making alterations when I feel like I need to. Pathfinder's very well written in its modules. What I've looked through so far, I'm like, well, I don't need to change anything. But we'll see. I'm still learning the system. We actually did a drinking game last night? Yes, last night. Red Gauge became a drinking game. It was quite fun. They didn't drink me under the table, but they did get me to the point where I was sappily telling my players how thankful I am that they play my games and I love them very much, and I got really emotional with chat for a moment.
Cringe, baby.
So did you drink Red Stripe with your red game?
No, I was just drinking vodka. But yeah, where to start? Normally we do the recap, but this is our very first session. So, to start with, why don't we have the players introduce themselves? And thank you so much, Sloth, for the subscription. Fuck, I almost forgot, actually. First off, everybody gets 1 hero point for starting the campaign today. Hero points.
Nice.
Hero points are things that you can use to re-roll dice as well as a lot of other things. You will have to look up how they are all used.
Inspiration, but better.
It is, and you can hold 3 of them. So everyone right now at the very top of your sheet on the main page, you should see a button that says hero points, right? Just click to edit it and then type in how many hero points you have. Everybody starts with 1 every session. If you don't, no. You have 1 for just starting the session right now. Hold on, let me finish. So currently you all have 1. In addition, anytime we get subs of 1 sub or 500 bits or a $5 donation on the Ko-Fi, the person of their choice can choose someone to give a hero point to. You can hold up to 3 hero points. As a note, if you are dying and bleeding out, you can spend a hero point to immediately get back up.
I can Chumbawamba.
Anytime you spend a hero point, though, I have a requirement. You must describe how you are heroically doing whatever it is that you're doing, and they don't always guarantee success.
Ah, yes. I'm going to heroically use my hero point to fuck a woman.
That would be impressive, but we fade to black
Adultery.
at those scenes. Remember, Sloth in my games. All right, why don't we do introductions? We'll start with the old hands. First, Elevor. It's good to see you here. You excited? You're playing a very different character than your elf in the marathon game for D&D.
I am indeed. I'm playing a little goblin rogue named Shivshank. He should be fun.
I think since you're playing in both of my marathon games, it makes you a duathlete, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Do I get a gold medal? Or a reward? What do I get?
You can put it on your resume.
Back of a job well done.
Put it on a resume. Participated in Hero Factory's duathlon. Congratulations. You're currently the only person doing it. List me as a reference. I'll call
me a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, right? Sloth, the first thing before you introduce yourself, you just subbed, so you can give a person of your choice a second hero point. You can hold up to 3 of them.
Oh, who do I want to be nice to?
They do expire at the end of a session, though, remember, so it's best to spend them.
Can I give the DM a hero point?
Can you give me a hero point? I feel heroic already just having you around, so I don't need the hero point. Give it to yourself or someone else who you think needs it. We have 2 new players. Waka and Ankh are new to my campaigns in general, meaning that they don't understand the pain that's about to be inflicted on them.
What?
I hope it's not a fucking milk walk.
I've played Fatal. I've had much, much worse pain.
If I ever say the words milk run, be very wary. Sloth has learned this.
I don't have any milk.
What does that say? Like it's going to the third person.
Third person? That would be Mandrews, right?
Me.
Oh, you. Okay, you.
That was going off the Fuji text.
All right, well, yeah, then you get it then. Regardless, why don't you introduce yourselves quite quickly?
Oh, hello, my name's Sloth. I'm tired. I'm British. There you go.
One moment,
you got the easiest rundown. British tired.
What class and ancestry are you playing? Also, one moment, I have to chase my cat out of my room. She's yelling loudly.
I am playing Ivor, the human champion. I am probably the most boring person here, but I am also playing it as if this character was a witcher. Because one of my feats I got was called Ghost Hunter, which is fucking cool.
Witch hunters are cool. Witchers are cool,
yeah,
sorry.
No, I got a feat called Ghost Hunter, which is pretty fucking cool sounding.
Waka, you're up now.
Oh, fuck, I'm up? Hi, I'm Waka. I was told not to be crazy chaotic. We'll see how that goes. My character is Ahem. I hope you're ready for this, because this is going to be as fun as it sounds. I am an anti-tech activist automaton barbarian named Mandrews.
And lastly, but never leastly, Ankh.
Hello everyone, my name is Ankh, or AnkhVA on Twitch, and I'm joining in as this is basically my first Pathfinder 2e campaign.
Hey, see.
If you guys wouldn't mind, just Sloth, Waka, and Ankh, I know all 3 of you stream, although I think that it's pretty irregular for Sloth. You guys can actually type in the Twitch chat right now, so this way Chris can see your username. And he's going to make sure to give you guys a shout-out if you just type something really quickly in the Twitch chat, so this way people can follow you if they'd like.
It's only irregular, but because I've been moving house.
Oh, I heard that. I hope that your move has gone well. Regardless. Oh, you can't post the link, Ankh. Links are banned out in my chat. No, it's okay. It just means that, it's just nothing. It doesn't matter. Chris can see your username, which is all he needed. So he'll give you a shout out. He'll give you a shout out after Waka, and it'll be in order like that.
Yes.
All right.
Yo. Okay.
So my character is named Teddy Hagclaw, and he is a Strix student of magic magus.
I'm going to be very, very glad of Ivor being the human in the party, because everyone's so weird.
He is a changeling by heritage.
That is fun. I still don't know much about the Pathfinder ancestry, so I'm excited to see how they're going to interact and work with everybody.
He was a student of magic in his village till his hag traits started to show, and he was ousted for being a changeling.
Ooh, you might want to keep that secret, though, and let the players find that out organically. All right.
You can do what now?
With that, I think it's time to roll some dice and find some paths. Misty Step!
No, it's liberating step.
Wait, there's no Jesus here. This is Pathfinder.
Missed the
No,
step.
wait,
I
hold
do
up.
it every time I walk down the stairs.
I'm gonna tell you something. You could do the much better one. I have a feature called liberating step. Just do that next time.
Is that where you bring democracy to the Banana Republic?
No, that's why I stop you from getting grappled.
I thought liberating step was that thing that happens when I accidentally kick the stairs and I fall down. It happens more often than you think.
I think that's
All right.
worse.
Yes.
All of you have been
That's
traveling. You've been heading south by southeast from Eladar. I believe you might be heading that way, actually. It's up to you where you're going, but the roads are dangerous in the area. And although there's faster and easier routes south to where you're headed, the road you're currently taking is the safest for those seeking to avoid Chiliacs.
Iliad.
A few days ago, or even a few weeks ago, your characters have individually or in pairs come across a dwarf by the name of Bort Bargith. He's an extremely friendly man. A merchant by trade, he explains to you, with many tall tales and stories, constantly seen moving through the caravan with a glass of ale in one hand and some savory food in the other generally. Bort, upon running into all of you, offered you to come along with his caravan as there's safety in numbers. Well, you're not asked or demanded to help out at all with the caravan. It is recommended that you do. The caravan consists of 6 covered wagons, 4 of which are currently laden with supplies, trade groups, and trinkets. Bort makes his home in the lead wagon and the cabin built onto its back, while the final wagon that you've been staying in holds all of you and the camp chef, an aging elf with one ear by the name of Cookie.
Nothing better happened to Cookie.
None of you during this time are particularly familiar with Bort. None of you know him personally. None of you knew him before coming across him on the road, or any of the other real teamsters. And those of you who may have been in the caravan for a while, up until now, you've kind of kept to yourselves. All of you... Let's see. All of you have been traveling for the past 3 days, as now, I mentioned this book isn't laid out the greatest on fantasy grounds, and now I find the bit that I was looking for. Regardless.
We just had to travel to it.
It has been 3 days since you left Eladir, climbing into the back of one of Bort Bargay's wagons bound for the faraway Andoran capital of Ulmas. The smiling caravan master cut your travel costs to only a few scant handful of coppers, so long as you promise to protect the wagons should any trouble arise. Fortunately, your journey through the hinterlands of Iskar has been quiet, even if the ride itself has been far from comfortable. You guys are all currently riding in the back of the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Morning is coming, and it's going to be time to break camp soon, set up the wagons, and head out. This morning, Bort has announced that you will arrive at the town of Etren's Folly by nightfall, and he's promised a comfortable bed for the night as a reward for a long day's travel. The cavern's teamsters share a chuckle between them all, trading knowing glances and subtle nods. What job do each of you take around camp? And I think now is a good time to start introducing yourselves to each other, as well as describing what you look like. We'll again start with my more experienced players, so you can see how it's done, and then move on. Elevor, that means you.
Okay. Shivshank is a goblin. Traditional green skin. Short little guy. Probably stands about 3.5, maybe 4 feet tall. Dressed in very dark clothing, so that he will probably blend into the shadows if need be. You see a rapier on one hip and a couple of daggers on a bandolier across his chest. What was the other question you asked me? Sorry, there was something.
What kind of job are you doing around the area while camp is being broken for the morning? Like, are you cleaning up the cooking supplies? Are you helping some people pack up their tents? Are you putting out the fires? You know, filling in the
He's the caravan is I imagine being drawn by draft horses. Is that right?
It is, yes. And there are 6 total wagons, of which you guys take up the rear wagon with the cook and all the food and supplies.
Got it. He will offer to help take care of the horses, although you'll notice that he's licking his chops as he's doing it.
The woman who generally takes care of the horses is a female gnome who uses rudimentary skills to speak to the animals and tend to their needs. You haven't seen her talk to most anyone, but now she saves a scant few words for you. No, thank you.
But my uncle, he takes care of horses. I know what I'm doing. Just let me bed them down. They need their hay and they need to be nice and plump and fat. You need to feed them, right? I mean, that's good for the horses. Pull the wagons and come on.
The horses find your scent repugnant. Why don't you see if the others in your wagon need any help?
I paid at least a month or 2 back. I mean, I haven't, it's not really that hot out. I'm not really sweating. Well, what's your problem, lady?
The other 3 members of the party who've been traveling the wagon can see the little goblin that you've interacted with maybe sparsely over the last 3 days, currently arguing with the gnome who tends to the horses. Does anyone wish to get involved?
Teddy will offer to help.
All right, Teddy, describe what you look like as you step up towards the gnome.
So, having changed into his chainmail attire, he would have he would cover his slightly slender build, more a lithe muscular build than an outwardly muscular build. Someone who does a lot of rock climbing and running rather than a weightlifting, who covers his slightly scarred chest. One eye an emerald green, the other this misty dark purple, which is often hidden by his cheekbone length bangs and shoulder length medium chestnut brown hair. His wings, this sort of grayish brown, like you would see on something like an albatross. He's rather tall in stature, broad-shouldered, but slender everywhere else. Good for potential flight, or at least gliding.
Glenda, looks at the both of you and again quietly whispers, I don't need your help.
Well, if the lady does not require help, then I will not force myself.
Go.
Hey! What's your deal there, Birdman? That's kind of interesting. You got wings there. You fly around? You look like a raven?
Not yet, but with enough practice and growth, maybe.
That's a pretty neat trick. I like that. All right. You don't need any help here, lady. I'm gonna go get some grub.
Okay.
Teddy will then go to help put out the fires.
Sure. You go around helping put out the fires. Waka and Sloth, what about the two of your characters? Are you engaging as you watch the little goblin goes and begins putting away the food, and it looks like he's putting it away literally by swallowing it all?
Or in his pouches, one or the other.
Yeah, so Ivor got to the gun. There are rations for everyone, not just you.
What do you look like?
Ivor is, he's a well-built human, quite tall as well. He just wears like this robe with breastplate and a large pauldron, but has his face covered by a mask with like but it has a woven decor to it, and it's very clear that he is a man of faith from how he dresses, and one might be able to tell that his god is more of a kind of cold god rather than a like a sort of. He is one that has a domain of the moon. So it's quite a menacing sight, I would assume.
Oh, Chuck Sushi, I'd love to cozy up to you as well, and I'd be the campfire burning in your heart anytime. Sorry, I for people who don't know, I have a viewer. She comes in every stream to riz me, and it's amazing. I feel so spoiled. Anyways, so yeah, Sloth comes up to you, Shifshank, and tells you that there was rations for everybody, not just you.
Yeah, I'll share. You want some? And he holds it, and he hands out a ration.
He just kind of looks out at it. Only take your fair share, and then I might have some later. There's too much work to be done first.
All right, I'll just take what I need right now. And he puts like 3 in his mouth, and then he'll put the rest away. He'll wander off to go bother somebody else.
The next person you find to go and bother is Waka's character. Waka, what do you look like and what are you doing?
Well, I try to hide myself behind several older rags. Must have seen decades of wear and abuse. I have a smooth, nondescript, you can only call it a face because there's a dim purple light that is glowing from what would be the center of that face. I am simply trying to help people pack up, keep to myself. In fact, no one has probably even noticed that I haven't eaten this entire trip. I try to move slowly, rigidly, letting people think that I am but a mere construct, built to help keep the caravan safe.
You find him to bother.
You find him to bother.
Hey, Mister, you need hands with your bags there? They look kind of heavy.
Oh, these aren't my bags. These belong to to our beloved merchant friend. But sure, I suppose you can help. I do not know what order in which he wants to put these away. This is my first travel with him, I suppose.
Yeah, all right. What you got there? I'll take a couple. I'll do what I can. Where they need to go? Over there? Where the horses are? Or maybe over there where the food is? Where they need to go?
I'm probably in one of those other wagons. I couldn't tell you exactly what's in them, I say, as I pick up what should be a rather heavy-looking chest quite easily, and just look around.
All right.
No one's really given any instruction. It could be anything going on.
All right, Chief. Give me a couple of bags. I'll help you.
Of course. I hand a trunk off to my new companion here, and hope that it's not too heavy for him.
The trunk's load is a load of 3.
That's probably too heavy for Shipshank. You just put it on the ground in front of him?
Of course.
Yeah.
Put it down, and obviously some dust clouds billow up as
Yeah.
I overgate to my own strength.
I try to put one hand on either end of it. Imagine there's handles or something on either end, and I strain and lift and grunt and groan. I exert so much effort, I probably pass some gas. Doesn't move. Hey, Chief, come on. I'm not like some kind of giant guy here. I'm just a little goblin. You got something a little smaller?
I look around looking for perhaps the cooking utensils, maybe a cauldron to put away.
I mean, you got some bag, maybe like a rucksack or a backpack or something. I mean, something that's just kind of easy to pick up. I'm not looking to break a sweat here. I'm just trying to help out a little bit. I was trying to eat, and then Bird Brain over there told me to stop eating, and then I was over there trying to help with the horses, and the gnome lady, she was being mean. I mean, I'm just trying to help out. Well, what's a guy to do?
Your help is much appreciated, I say, waving a clawed hand back and forth as if trying to appease. I do not normally bring many things with me, but I am just here to help others. Perhaps. You said you were trying to help with the horses.
Yeah. The plump one. I mean the brown one, right over there. You see him over there with the black mane and the delicious looking horse. I mean the very very nice horse over there. That guy over there. Yeah.
I see. That does look. And they said they didn't need your help. I find that surprising. You seem such a helpful person.
The gnome lady, I don't know. She's got kind of an attitude, I think. Maybe she doesn't like goblins. I don't
know. Well, maybe we can break down some tents, perhaps.
I mean, we're just camping for the night, right? Are we setting the tents up? Unless you're going to sleep out under the stars. I mean, if you want to do that, you can, but not really my thing.
I usually watch over the camp at night, so I wouldn't know.
Right. Okay.
Trying to sheepishly play off any notion that I'm anything but a construct.
Gotcha. All right. I see a backpack over there that looks like it needs to be moved, so I'm going to go see if I can take care of that. Nice meeting you, Chief. And he walks over to pick up an unattended backpack. And what I will do, you don't have the dice tower up, do you, River?
I can put it up for you. One moment.
Yeah, why don't you, please?
I just gotta find it. Dice tower should be up now.
Is it?
I'm hoping that you don't need a restart to see it.
I can see it. It's in the bottom right.
Is it? Oh, there's a tower.
Yeah, if you roll with that,
I found it. It was hiding from me. I got it. Thank you. No. All right, I'm going to give you a. I was going to say sleight of hand, but that doesn't exist here. I'm going to give you a stealth check because as I pick up the bag and just randomly walk around with it, acting like I'm putting it somewhere useful, I'm going to see if I can pilfer something useful from it while I have it in my hands.
For sure. As a note, Rogich, I'll tell you right now, chat is saying this is such a different character than I'm used to for Rogich.
Is it a good different or a bad different?
It's a good different. I think it's nice. Rogich in the other marathon game is basically team dad for the party and has to babysit and wrangle everybody. So I know one of the reasons he wanted to get into Pathfinder was this way he wouldn't have to be the party leader.
Right, yeah.
Now he's acting like Uncle Funzalo.
I'm the fun uncle.
So,
if you want to take Funzalo that way.
You wind up pilfering a fake beard.
A fake beard?
A fake beard.
I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll take it.
It's a big, red fake beard. And you could have sworn you've seen this beard somewhere before.
Interesting. Okay. I will add that to my inventory. Thank you.
You're welcome. As you guys finish getting all the camp broken up, eventually you are on the road again. The wagon bouncing and creaking along the uneven trail. You have some time throughout the day, and you don't need to spend the whole time in the wagon, but you can if you would like. You could head around the caravan and check out some of the various, other members of the caravan, or the countryside around you. Roll some checks to get some more lore information, or just spend your time napping and waiting for the arrival at Etrin's Folly. Let's hear from Ankh first.
So, after doing his touch-up on his studies for his magic, he would probably go wandering a bit far ahead to help scout things out, but also to take in the countryside. Would there be other people going as scouts?
No. This area is actually, it's safest, but it's still not a really safe thing. As you do start going out a little bit far, you are called to by someone in the second wagon. A large orcish woman who calls out to you and says, "Oi! Don't go wandering too far off now!"
I can still see the caravan, but I will walk closer. I apologize. And then he will walk closer to the caravan.
You're fine.
His gisarm no longer in his hands as he puts it on his back.
You're fine. The woman is Tamley Grent. You've seen her around. She's Bort's second in command. She oversees the staff and the wagons and the train, making sure that all are in good spirits and good working order. She's quite stern with the people in the caravan in general, and from your first vibes of her, she seems to be a little bit brusque and awkward when dealing with outsiders and passengers. The area that you're going through, since you're up ahead, is very sparsely populated, consisting of small rural farms and isolated communities. It's a temperate land with frequently light rains and the rich smell of damp earth wafting on the pleasant breeze. The trail winds its way through the lowlands, passing along streams and through small forests. The game in this area has only recently recovered after years of the recent war drove it into hiding.
It's refreshing to see nature heal itself.
Some of the teamsters around you are still joking about Etrin's Folly, but they're not referring to it as Etrin's Folly. They're calling it Plaguestone.
Pardon. Why do you call it Plaguestone, if I may ask?
A big human guy, who you only know tangentially as Ulf. Or this could be his brother, Ulf. They look extremely similar. They're twin brothers. The only way you've been able to tell them apart is one has a beard and one doesn't. However, they very much have liked to play pranks with the people on the caravan, and they tend to frequently dress alike to try to confuse people as to which is which. Shivshank, you have one of their fake beards at doing so.
Oh no.
He gives a chuckle. He looks down at you from where he's riding on his wagon, and he says, "The accommodations in Etrin's Folly are hardly better than the ground outside, and the smell is even worse. Some plague happened about 20 years ago that nearly wiped out the entire community, but, I wouldn't use the name Plaguestone when we're in the village."
Understandable. And thank you. I'll be sure to, wash my hands.
Sorry, who are you saying thank you to?
No,
he says that. He says that, who are you saying thank you to? And you're aware that you are about to be the victim of one of their pranks. Unless you can guess which is which. There might be a skill that could help you with that. Maybe, Rogich could recommend one?
Let's see. You could try.
Not really an insight one.
Yeah, there isn't an insight. It's all just perception.
Yep, it's a sense motive where you just roll perception to do sense motive.
I can do that. How do I roll on this thing?
Double click. You should see a number by your skill. Double click on the number. There you go.
Hey, 20.
With a 20, Teddy. Also, I need you and Mandrews to pick an icon for your character. Still a portrait.
The one I want to use is because I based his appearance on a Final Fantasy NPC, but I'm not sure if copyright is the thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to use that. But what you can do is, if you ever get any art, you can upload it yourself. Or if you click on the left of your token, like if you click on in your main page, the button that says portrait, you can click that there and select any of the portraits that you see around. Just as a placeholder, I just need it this way I can see you when I put you on maps and things like that.
Yep.
There we are.
With a 20 perception on your sense motive, you are aware that this is not Ulf Redfriend, it is Ulf Redfriend.
Ulf?
He goes and snaps his finger once, and then Ulf pops up from behind him, and the brother is forced to hand over a shiny gold coin to his twin.
Thanks, Fantasy Ground?
What?
It gave me a night elf.
You can click around and pick different ones, too. So that's what you're up to during this. You're meeting Ulf and Temil. Meanwhile, the rest of you are currently in the wagon. Cookie is here as well, the camp cook. What are you guys doing? Are you getting out, looking around, talking to other people, talking amongst yourselves, talking to Cookie?
I think Ivor would want to go out and try and find some herbs and whatnot. Just wild stuff.
Sure, yeah. You can go ahead. As you go out, though, as a note, again, Tamley calls out to you. It says, "Don't go too far. We aren't going to be looking for lost lambs." Alright, and you can roll me something then if you'd like. I believe it would be under nature, probably, to look for some local herbs.
Well, let's roll. Let's go.
Yeah, you look around, and you manage to find some leafy greens that look like they could be edible.
Yeah, he's just going to take out...
Roll me a fortitude save as you touch them and pick them.
Where are those?
It's on your main
Fortitude.
page. It's the equivalent of Constitution.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Good roll.
Nice.
You don't notice anything strange about the plants, nor do you feel anything. But I'd like you to add a bundle of suspicious leafy greens to your inventory.
Ah, good. This
Also,
is why we have the sickle.
Hilariously enough, the cookie in the book is not spelt like you'd expect. It's spelt like what I just sent you. And for those of you guys who have been, again, talking to some of the other village folk, the other caravan folk, you know that some people call Cookie cocky behind his back, owing to the fact that he only has the one ear and is constantly tilting his head to the side to compensate.
My favorite item. Bundle of suspicious greens.
So, that's what you're up to, Ivor. What about Mandrews and Shifshank?
I actually had a question for you that was in the group chat.
I have an answer for you.
Hmm?
I have an answer for you. Does automaton recalibration last as long as sleep? I don't actually know. I will have to look it up, and you'll need to give me a moment.
Of course.
Like I said, I'm still learning the system, so I can't answer things off the top of my head. So it's very important that you guys know generally how your character works and such like that.
Of course, because I know what my character would normally be doing. I mentioned earlier that I watch over everybody while they're sleeping. I was going to spend this time doing the magic recalibration and whatnot.
Let's see.
But if that would interrupt the flow.
During this period of rest, you must enter a recuperating standby state for 2 hours, which is similar to sleeping, except you are aware of your surroundings and don't take penalties for being unconscious. This is that a feat though that you're talking about? Automaton recalibration? Because that is
it's
because that is just called constructed body from what I'm looking at.
I'm going off the ancestry where it says, though they don't sleep, they require a period of magical rest and calibration.
Okay.
Energies. Yeah.
When you're next time in the future, when you're asking for something, use the actual title of the ability, which is constructed body for that. I was trying to search for automaton recalibration, I couldn't find it.
I didn't know it was a thing. I'm still on the ancestries page.
Yeah, I highly recommend again using this site. This is where I found that information for you.
Yeah, that's the page I'm looking at.
Yeah, do you see where it says constructed body?
I do now. I forgot to scroll down.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be 2 hours of rest every 24 hours that you need.
Yes, I will enter a period of standby for my constructed body.
What does that look like?
Well, basically, I try to find a nice little corner of the wagon. I'm assuming these are like these Wild West caravans, Oregon Trail style. I try to, pile some bags up and stuff around me so nobody really notices me. Just, bury myself alive and just rest. Knees in my chest, holding myself tight.
All right.
Just nice and quiet, 2 hours rest.
Okay. Shivshank, you're in the wagon with Cookie, and Cookie looks over at the powered down Mandrews and grumbles about useless machine.
What's his deal? He takes a nap in the middle of the day? I could use a nap myself.
Cookie shrugs.
You need any help cooking?
He looks you up and down and says, yeah, you can help. The back of the wagon, there's a large iron pan that holds hot coals and even burning logs, allowing him to slow cook stew in a pot above the flames, even while traveling. So yeah, you help him tend to his pan in the back.
All right. And you'll notice that, as he's assisting, he's probably, one for me, two for you. One for me, two for you, kind of thing. Whenever food is nearby.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
From up ahead, Bort calls out about late afternoon. About a half hour out from town. Up ahead, Plaguestone. No sooner does the call fade from his lips, however, than it is overshadowed by a series of long, mournful howls emanating from the woods to either side of the caravan. By now, all of you have reconvened at the back of the wagon, and moments of later you hear cries of panic as a pack of mangy wolves descends from the forest with its teeth bared.
I picked the wrong time to go to sleep.
You're up now. This is late afternoon. Also, I hope that you all appreciate the wolf howl that just played on your Sirenscapes.
I do!
This is late afternoon. You are awake by now.
Yes!
You should in a moment see a map if you don't already.
Mm-hmm. I see squares.
Okay. It might be all black right now. I have to put your characters on it, so just give me a moment.
Of course.
It's a very big map.
So, first, in the top right of your guys' tool tab, you should see 2 crossed swords. That is the combat tracker. I recommend you have that open at the beginning of every session.
Yep.
Hold on, give me a moment. I might have just found my first mistake in this. Why wasn't that added? Hold on.
I might have done one too. I forgot my weapon. Oh, there it is. We're good. We're good. Totally got a weapon, guys. Totally got a weapon.
What
That's
the hell?
good. I'm glad you have a weapon.
Give me a moment, guys. I'm fixing something that seems to be wrong.
Wrong.
Oh, no, it wasn't wrong. Why did they set it up like that? 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, I understand. Don't know why they would have set it up like that, whoever set up this encounter. So I got an understanding of what's going on now. Just for a moment, I was really confused. So in a moment, you should see your guys' characters on the combat tracker. And when you do, feel free to choose death or life and roll me initiative.
I choose all of the above.
Were we kind of ambushed by these howling creatures?
Yeah, they are just coming out of the woods right now.
Okay.
How do I choose death or life?
Double click on the initiative button.
Hold on. I can do this. Maybe. I'm not familiar with this system.
Better get familiar quickly, damn boy.
I'm trying! Oh, perception.
Should see the wolves on the map now.
Perception.
So, why were you asking if you were surprised by them real quick, Shivshank?
Well, because if I had any warning, I probably would have tried to stealth somewhere, and I would have rolled stealth for my perception. But
there was a howl, and they started coming out right now. They actually haven't seen you yet, because you're in the wagon still, right?
That's true, I am in the wagon.
On your turn, you could quite easily make a hide check.
Okay, sure.
Why is it not rolling?
Double click. Can someone help? I don't know how it works on the player's side.
Yeah, you should just be able to double click on the box there where it says
My
initiative
grounds have
perception.
been buggy lately since the update. What the heck?
It's on your main page where it says initiative perception +3.
Oh,
There you go.
I was clicking on the combat tracker. Okay. Oh no,
Look
I'm
at crit.
killed.
Wow. First crit of the game with an initiative check.
Yeah. All right. First nat 20. Mandrews, you're up first. You are powered up. You're ready to go. There are wolves. I will let you know. Right off the hop, one of the wolves looks extremely bigger and nastier than the rest. You should see it. It is marked wolf rather than having a number beside it. You'll also see that it has, I don't know if you can see it, that it might have like a little token in the top left of its picture. If you don't see that, then don't worry about it. But it's just the one that's marked wolf on the combat tracker and on the map.
That one sounds fun. I want it. Alright, so that is one sure. I'm gonna go for the big boy. My time has come.
Oh, sorry, let me just fix that. Go ahead and move.
Alright, great. I thought I was...
You hop off the back of the wagon, jumping out, because this is not a covered wagon. So you jump off the back of the wagon, landing on the ground. You rush through the muddy terrain, your weapon held high, charging at this massive wolf. Oh! As you're running at it, the wolf snarls at you with hunger, and it's weird as it... And then a bunch of greenish bile leaks from its jaws, like blood, onto the ground.
Juice, got it. I am okay with this. I am going to roll to attack.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I go to combat, melee.
So you've used one action so far to run forward. You have 2 actions left.
Yes.
Can someone give some direction about where to find the rolls and such?
It's
All of your attacks are in actions.
in actions. Oh.
It's right at the bottom.
Cool. Alright. So why is it not rolling? Do I need to double click?
Yeah.
Alright.
Remember, sorry, I should have told you. Control left-click the enemy that you're targeting, and it will tell you if you hit or not. In this case, because I forgot to tell you to target them, please click and drag the 17 in the chat bar onto the token that you want it to see if it hit or not.
Okay.
You are now targeting correctly as well. A 17 misses that wolf. Remember that AC and such is far different than it is in D&D 5e. So you rush forward with your great club. Oh, which one did you click, by the way, to hit? You clicked the one on the very far left, right?
the one that is spewing green bile. Yes.
No. On your actions, you should see by your weapon that there are attacks 1 to 3, right?
Yes.
Because it's your first attack, you click the
Yes.
one on the furthest to the left. If you attack again, it's going to be the one in the middle now.
Yep.
So you rush forward with your great club, and as you swing it at the wolf again begins hacking up something hefty and jumps back away from you. You swing wildly and miss. You have 1 action remaining.
Oh.
All again.
Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. All right, control left click. Control left click.
The wolf, and then...
There, I forgot to double click. Oh god.
Oh.
A natural 1 with a critical miss. As you go to swing this time, the wolf bites down on your great club and wrenches it from your hands, throwing it to the side as it's lost in the underbrush. Your great club lands in the square that I've marked out with a little green box.
Oh.
And this is why we have 2 weapons.
Mandrews, you're a little shocked at that. This wolf seems
Completely.
freakishly strong.
I see that now. In all my hundreds of years,
Now, on
I
the
did
combat-
not think this was gonna happen.
On the combat tracker, you should see a little button that says end turn. It's at the very, very bottom of the combat tracker, the left side. Should look like an arrow pointing down.
Yep.
Wonderful. Mr. Teddy Hagclaw, this wolf is going to rush at you with its first action. Second action, it's going to try to bite you. That will hit. Remember, you guys also all have hero points to reroll your own stuff. It bites down on you on the calf muscle, and it's trying to drag you to the ground, but as it's doing so, you suddenly feel sick. You need to roll a fortitude save, which I just rolled for you. With a nat 20, and it's a critical success, you are immune to the wolf's fleas ability.
Based.
Can you just, Eldritch, let me know really quickly, do you know what the attack penalty is for making a second attack? Because it doesn't look like it includes that on the NPC sheets.
Minus
Well, for
5.
me,
Should be.
-5? Alright,
for me, it's -5 each time, yeah.
Typically, yeah.
perfect. So then this is only a +1. It is a miss on you, Teddy. Shivshank, you are up.
Alright, Shivshank kind of peeks his head over the side of the wagon, and he sees this wolf attacking his, I don't know if you call him his friend, but his new acquaintance, Teddy. And he will leap off the side over here, and then he will come around here and flank this wolf. So now this wolf is now flat-footed as to the both of us.
Is it flat-footed or is it just a plus?
Sorry?
Is it flat-footed or is it just a plus as well with flanking?
It is flat-footed.
Ooh.
Flanking equals flat-footed.
Awesome. Give me a moment. I just have to figure out how to apply that.
Yeah, let me see.
-2 penalty to AC, yeah.
I didn't know about
Yeah,
that.
it's on the effects.
Cool, if I can
box
just
there.
apply it then I will apply that real quick. Please let me know just before you attack any wolf that's flat-footed or anything. And yes, there is flanking in this system. Alright, it's flat-footed. You can go ahead and act as normal.
Thank you. So then I've got my rapier out, and I'm going to take an attack or two with my rapier.
Go ahead. That is a critical hit.
Nice. If only you had the bottle.
And this wolf had 8 HP, so you dealt 17 damage to it. How do you finish it off?
So
It's got a hold of Teddy's leg right now.
I see that. Yeah. So I will take a swipe at its sort of center mass of this wolf, and I'm lucky enough to find its heart, and I just kind of pierce it through the heart with my sword, my rapier.
As a note, for those who don't know, by the way, one of the major reasons that attacking twice is heavily discouraged in Pathfinder 2e, unless you have feats and abilities to offset that penalty, you can still do it, but if you roll 10 above or 10 underneath whatever your target is to hit, you get an automatic failure if it's 10 under, and an automatic critical if it's 10 above. The same as if you rolled a nat 20 or a nat 1. So you can do a lot of other actions in this system. You can intimidate stuff, convince it, you can try to calm it down, you can distract it, you can flank it. All sorts of things. As chat is saying right now, because they're trying to give you advice, guys, this system really encourages teamwork. Use your actions to intimidate or the like if you can, helps out. So remember, you don't all, if you're worried that you're going to get a critical miss, you can always do something else instead of attacking. Elevor, that was 1 action, 2 action, 3 action. What's going on?
Well, that was 2 actions, right?
Yeah, I'm saying 3 action. What are you doing for it?
Third action. So, what is this? All kind of brush? This dark green? Are they trees? Brush?
Yes, it is thick trees and underbrush. The wolves came from there, and it was giving them pretty hefty concealment.
Okay. Am I far enough in that I can hide?
I'd say that you would need to move at least 5 more feet in, but I would allow a hide at a -2.
Well, I can't hide and move with 1 action.
So you can hide at a -2, or you can move and get into a better position. Unless you have any feats that would let you hide not in total concealment, things like that.
Well, I do have a feat regarding hiding, but I don't think it applies in this particular circumstance. So I'll just try it. Why the hell not?
So when you take the sneak action, you can move. You know that, right? With the sneak action?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, sneak action includes some movement. You can move 5 feet further when you take it.
Up to half, yeah. All right. Well, so I'll kind of back up into the brush here.
Yeah, your very sneaky feat is appropriate here, I actually believe.
Okay, I'll take it. And then I will give you a stealth. So here we go.
Natural 1!
Oh, good.
As you step a little bit into the thing, you step on a crunchy pile of leaves that then triggers a nearby abandoned hunter's trap. The hunter's trap doesn't work anymore, but a huge log swings down and just slams into the side of another tree. Not enough to threaten you, but it makes a hell of a lot of sudden noise where you're at, and the nearest wolf looks up in your direction and sniffs the air a few times before growling at you.
Lugnasa's loins! What the hell is going on around here?
Teddy will facepalm.
Oh, as a note too, although I say in D&D that you have to spend inspiration before you see the results of the roll, in Pathfinder it specifically states you can see the result of the roll and then decide to use a hero point. So if I describe something happening, feel free to interrupt me and say, hero point, holy shit!
I should have done that.
Now we know.
It's okay, I accept my fate.
Hey, Ivor!
Hello.
What's your opinion on dogs?
Pretty neat.
Yeah, this one thinks the same as it rolls a 25 to bite you.
Jesus.
It also chomps down on your calf muscle and is trying to drag you away from the wagon. You are forced to roll a fortitude save that you get a critical success on. You are also immune to the fleas for the rest of this fight. It's going to try to bite you again at its -5. And that is a critical miss. Do you have the attack of opportunity feat to make a reactionary attack?
I don't know. I don't think I do as a champion. I think fighters get that, though.
In that case, as the wolf jumps at you, it does leave itself open to attack, but not something you can exploit right now. It is flat-footed, but only to you for the next round.
That's good.
Mr. Teddy Hagclaw! Shivshank got the wolf off of you. I have an answer. What's your question?
Is the axles behind the horse, is that considered difficult terrain?
I'm confused. Can you show me the path that you intend to move? No, that is not difficult. That would be difficult terrain right there, because you're clambering over the axles.
Okie doke.
I see where you mean now. The hitch. is where you'd be clambering over, not an axle, I think it's called. Not actually certain, though. Feel free to correct me. But yeah, if you clamber over the hitch, it is difficult terrain.
What if I were to jump over it?
You would do so with an athletics while running, and failure, you would fall prone. I would set the DV likely at 15 or 13, depending.
Okie doke, so I'll just do my other action. Oh, and Teddy will thank Shivshank. Teddy will thank Shivshank.
Roleplay it. Let's hear you thank Shivshank.
Shivshank.
Thanks, friend. Bastard got me. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Diagonals count as 10 movement?
Nope, 5 feet. Diagonals are only 5.
Seeing as the wolf to the south of them, I'm assuming it's south because cardinal directions.
Yep, southeast.
The wolf has taken notice to Shivshank. Teddy will return the favor and move here.
Okay, first action.
Action 1. Action 1, move. Action 2. Actions. Come on, load for me. With Gisarm in hand, how do I ping an ability?
I don't know what you mean by ping. Can a player assist with that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean?
I'm trying to use my hybrid study in Inexhonorable Iron.
I have no idea what that means. What does that do?
I think that you're just going to have to describe it out loud. I don't think that there is a way to easily...
So, I'm going to enter Arcane Cascade.
Okay.
And with Inexhonorable Iron, I go into a stance. While wielding a melee weapon with 2 hands, I gain temporary hit points equal to half my level, minimum 1. So I'm giving myself 1 temporary point of HP with my weapon drawn.
If you don't have an ability that's kind of pre-coded for that, you may want to go to like Fantasy Grounds, search around. There may be a TED Talk about how to do that, kind of thing.
So
there's probably somebody somewhere who figured out how to code that for you. You would just click the effect and it would automatically apply to you.
For now, though, we'll have to do it manually. So, what is the effect?
Because I'm wielding a weapon in 2 hands, I have a because I'm holding a weapon in 2 hands, I have 1 temporary hit point because half of my level, minimum 1.
Okay. Add 1 temporary hit point then to your sheet on the actions tab. You should see it in the top, kind of middle-ish. Under TMP, beside wound and current.
Yep.
Perfect. Alright, anything else?
And for my third action...
describe what the second action looks like now. What does everyone see as you activate this ability around you?
So, as he pulls his disarm off his back and arms himself, his veins seem to glow. His veins seem to glow. As if him channeling his magic.
Alright.
And he's going to use Thunderous Strike.
Okay.
Let's see. So, by using Thunderous Strike, I make an attack.
Yep. So by you...
said,
Yep.
Left shift and click the wolf.
Left control and click the wolf. As a note, too, if you're using Thunderous Strike, you should see a button that says that there's a little effect. Like, it looks like a little man beside it in your Actions tab. Click that. Well, sorry, you actually... my bad. We have to see if you hit first. I thought that would give an ability. My bad, I said that wrong. Carry on.
Oh wait, that's damage.
Yep.
Here we go.
It's
It is a miss!
Ooh.
You swing your massive weapon, a wave of sonic vibration echoes out, but with the miss, all it does is shake some of the nearby trees. Any actions remaining?
Actually, with Thunderous Strike, even if I miss, as long as I make the attack, it needs, everything in a 15-foot cone in front of me needs to make a Fortitude save against my spell DC, or
You
take
are
2
correct.
sonic damage.
You are
On a
correct.
critical... And on a critical failure, knocked prone.
I don't believe... Oh, I do. So if you, by Thunderous Strike, you should see a magnifying glass button, right?
Yes.
Click that. You see the button that
Fort
says
save?
save? Yep, now target the
Fort
wolf
save?
and click on save.
Okay.
The little dice beside it. Wolf fails its save, so make it take that damage and then apply its... Oh, it's not a critical failure, though. So just make it take the damage. Alright. So your Thunderous Smash, even though it misses, rends the air and carves into the wolf.
So as he swings his Kisarm down, it'll seem like nothing happens. Then this shockwave, it emanates from where he slashed, and boom, rips, puts a cut through the top of the wolf. Kind of like a shockwave.
Alright. I need you to end your turn on the combat tracker, please.
And turn complete.
Oh. I wish
The-
you hadn't ended your turn.
The massive wolf rears its head back and unleashes a terrifying, unearthly howl. Let's see, you're within 30 feet, Mandrews. You're within 30 feet, Ivor. You are not within 30 feet, Teddy. And you are not within 30 feet, Shivshank. Using a reaction, wolf number 3 joins the howl because it is within 30 feet of Shivshank and Teddy, allowing both of them to be affected by this still. And all of you are going to need to roll me a Fortitude saving throw, which I'm just trying to see if I can do. Oh, wait, does it just work?
I don't...
It is a demoralize, and it doesn't say that I need to. Uses the wolf's intimidation check. Got it. Alright. Let's see how I am supposed to roll this. This is my first time doing this kind of a check. So it rolls its intimidation. What is the DV that it needs to beat to demoralize? Let me check that real quick. Demoralize. Pathfinder 2nd edition. I need to know everybody's will DCs.
ECs, where's that?
So will save. It's like your will save, but it's the DC of it. So
just add 10 to whatever. I guess just 10 to
16.
whatever you're.
10, so 16. All right, you are fine.
14 for Shivshank.
How do I find this?
You are
I just-
fine, but that's only because it's the smaller wolf that's intimidating you. If you had been near the big wolf, you would have been demoralized.
So it's our total saving throw plus 10.
Yes.
Alright, so 15 for Teddy.
Okay.
Oh, God, where's my total saving throw?
Teddy, again, you find yourself very lucky that you're small by the small wolf, or else it would have demoralized you. It's on your main page, Mandrews, under main.
Yeah, I see will plus 6.
Yeah, so then you
Yeah,
just
add
add
10.
10 to that, meaning that you have a 16. So
16.
you resist as well. Ivor just checked that was a 16 for you, meaning everyone successfully resists, just luckily because the 2 people who would have failed against the big wolf are fighting a small wolf right now.
Nerves
Seeing-
of balls of steel over here.
Seeing that the big wolf hasn't successfully intimidated any out of the fight, it growls loudly and is going to try to bite you. Mandrews.
Good. Try it.
A 24 is a hit! It's going to
Better
deal
earn it.
6
Better earn
piercing, 6 piercing, and 1 acid damage.
Great. I was waiting for a challenge.
Ivor, you're up.
Oh, hoping there was a restraining
Well
thing
then.
there.
Did it bite and let go? Oh.
Oh no, it's still holding on to you. It just didn't have enough actions to use its knockdown ability too, because Howl took up 2 of its actions.
Okay, so I'm going to. First of all, I'm going to raise my shield as 1 action.
Uh-huh.
Wait, so would raising my shield, does that lower, like, my attack? Or is it just giving me more
Nope,
AC?
it just gives you your AC. Raising your shield gives you your AC. It does not lower your attack. It does take an action to do every round.
That's fine. And then I'm going to attack Wolf 1.
You should see a button that lets you hit to raise your shield. Oh, I
Yeah.
see you did. And that did increase your AC successfully. That's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, shit damage though.
Shit damage, though. That's 2 actions. You've got 1 more. Challenge. My friend sticking a Skyton on them, giving the all Hellraiser treatment.
I'm gonna go for the extra attack.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
It's still a hit. How do you finish off this wolf?
It's so he just stabs it once with like a stab to its like side, grazing him. Then he pulls back the sword and kind of uppercuts up at its jaw, slashing it. And then he's gonna point his sword towards the final wolf that's nearby to him, and that's his turn.
Okay, go ahead and injure. Thank you very much.
I was getting to it.
You did very good. Thank you. First attack is a miss on Teddy. Second attack is a critical miss on Teddy. It is now. I'm going to say that instead of being flat-footed, it uses its last action with that critical miss, so it has no more actions. As the fight continues on, you guys look around. There are actually dozens of wolves, numbering in the upper 20s. You guys are fighting only the ones that are attacking the last wagon. The rest of the caravan, all the Teamsters, the Red Friends, Bort himself, Tamley, everybody is fighting their own unique battles right now. The only person who you can see, 2 people who you can see who aren't really fighting, are Galunda and Cookie. Cookie because he's hiding in the back of your wagon, and Galunda because she's trying to keep all the horses in the caravan train calm. It would be disastrous if any of the horses panicked right now and started crashing through the caravan.
It would be, yeah.
Carry on, Mandrews.
All right.
Punch the fucker. Go on, do it. Punch, punch, punch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to punch. I'm going to have to punch because this thing is biting into my arm and I can't get free, I imagine, until I break this grip.
You'll be making another... No, you can get free. There's no movement penalty right now. And the only way that creatures have attacks of opportunity in this is if they actually have to have a feat for it. So it does happen sometimes enemies will have it. You don't know if this wolf can do it or not yet. It would be an action to pick up your weapon as well, just as a note.
Yeah, that would be 2 actions.
Yeah.
Would I have to...
Then
would I have to
moving
do a
again.
search for it?
Sorry?
Would I have to do a search?
No, you can see where it is. It's a big-ass great club, right?
Just making sure. Just making sure. I've never played one of your games before, so...
No, you're okay. It's good to ask.
Yeah, I'm gonna just rotate.
Okay, you rotate.
Grab the club,
You grab your club.
and then we're gonna go for a bonk.
Go for a bonk.
Now I have to remember where the bonk is. Alright, so would I do the +6, +1, or...
+6. It's your first attack.
Alright, just making sure,
No, that's okay. You don't need to say just making sure. I know everybody is new. I understand. Everyone's new to Pathfinder right now, apart from a few select people in this campaign. As a note, there is still open spots in this campaign. Should anyone wish to join, feel free to shoot me a message on my Discord. Could one of my mods, if any are present right now, just go through my list of commands, please, and thank you. Alright, Mandrews, you grab your great club and you do another hefty swing. This wolf seems to be stronger, faster, and more durable than any wolf you have ever seen or fought before. It is definitely tougher than the little ones attacking the group.
He's faster than us.
I look over to Ivor with You know what? I don't have facial expressions. But if you could see frantic blinking.
Well, you probably have something similar to eyes, like lights or something going on in your head, right?
Automatons have one die for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm rather humanoid looking because I have that build, but.
Anything else?
You know what? I'm gonna start rage. I'm gonna start raging.
Is that an action or is it free to do?
Let's find out. It's an action. You gain the rage action.
Meaning you're currently out.
Yeah, so I can't get angry. Well,
you can. There's just not enough time for it to take effect. So you begin getting really mad.
Yeah.
Oh, Eldritch, thank you so much for the donation onto Ko-Fi. Let me see how much that was, and I'll tell you how many hero points you get to hand out. Thank you. Also, do remember that it is far easier to crit succeed or crit fail in Pathfinder, and this could always become a drinking game if a total of $60 or more is tipped.
I'm already fucking drinking. What are you on about?
I did not have that opportunity, but I will be raging. So
Next time, yeah.
Yeah, how do I activate that? Do I just click?
Seriously, give them the old Hellraiser treatment. You know they deserve it. Thank you so much for the $20 tip. That is 4 hero points you can give out. Why don't we just spread that out? Everybody gets a hero point.
Yay!
Oh, sweet, I have 3. I have the max.
I'd start spending them. So you can't rage just yet. You'll be able to start on your next turn, but you can flavor yourself getting angry right now.
Got it. I'm just gonna blink more intensely.
As a note, he's trying to convince me to throw against one of the highest CR and freakiest creatures against you. I'll show you what it looks like so you can see how much he hates you.
That's fucking hilarious.
No, Sloth and Valentin are not in this game. It's Rogich who is. And Sloth is here, though, Eldritch.
I think he's taking the piss.
If Valentin was in this game, he definitely would have forced me.
I think Valentin, he has the British accent.
Oh, ha!
And I am British.
So, Shivshank, it's your turn. Rogich.
I'm up?
Yeah, you're up. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Did you you have to step away for a moment?
No, I was distracted by everything else going on in the chat here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I will... Alright, unfortunately I need to do a stride and a step to get here. We're flanking again, so if you could make this little wolfie flat-footed, please.
I absolutely will. One moment. The woofer is flat-footed. Carry on.
Wunderbar.
Teddy, you must be loving being on this side of the wagon as opposed to the other side, huh?
Well, that's not gonna do much. You know what? I'm gonna use one of these delightful hero points I have to try that again.
All right, describe of how your heroic conviction manages to turn victory from the wolfish jaws of defeat.
I said, I just killed your friend over there. You're next. Come on. And I swing again. Oh, come on.
Tell you what, that was our first hero point usage of this campaign, and I laughed pretty hard at your accent, and I'm loving it. I'm gonna let you keep the hero point, okay? You get one. Sure. You get one back for being clever and using the first hero point. But that's your turn, I believe, isn't it?
That is my turn. So go on.
Time for Teddy Hagclaw, and now there's an ally in the way if you use your Thunderstrike.
Oh.
just whack it normally.
I don't believe it says that you can avoid. Yeah, each creature in a 15-foot cone. So if you strike that wolf at the angle you're at right now, getting the flanking bonus, Shivshank will have to make a fort save or get blasted by your thunderous blast. I I love Pathfinder. That is a great interaction. That is anti-rogue. Literally the two people who are like, I want to be flanking. I don't want you to be flanking.
So, I'm going to be winding up his swing. Electricity would start to kind of surge through his hands and turn his disarm into a lightning rod as he casts Shocking Grasp.
Any reaction? Because you don't know he's casting Shocking Grasp, Shivshank. You might be thinking he's about to do that big blast of energy again, which you know would hit you. Any reaction you want to roleplay, Elevor?
Hey, Chief, I'm right here, you know. You just do whatever you're doing to the doggy, but leave me out of it.
Alright, go ahead and roll the hit, Teddy. As well as if you want to yell something out loud as you're doing this to Shivshank. I'm loving this party dynamic already, I'm not gonna lie.
So, in actions, I would just make the normal attack.
So, let me look real quick on your sheet. So this is
melee.
Shocking Grasp. If you hit the button beside it, like the magnifying glass again, it should open up an attack that says melee spell.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, this is 2 actions to do, correct?
1.
It's got 2 action symbols beside it.
Oh, so it is 2.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's
It is a critical hit! $40 more in the Ko-Fi, and I'd have to take a few shots to catch up.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I also catch up. If the tipping happens at any point in the campaign, I start taking shots for all the critical successes and misses that have already happened too.
Nice.
Yep.
So,
I'm gonna try and catch up.
as he's doing this, Teddy's just gonna smirk at Shivshank and say, "The only thing you're gonna get is a show." And he's doing his he's kind of like spinning it around, kind of like pole arm twirling, and as he's doing it, he's charging up this like big surge of electricity, and then he just drives it down onto the wolf.
The wolf took 22 points of overflow damage, meaning that there is naught but a grease stain left on the ground. You should actually see a blood splatter effect there for you.
Does it just explode into lightning?
Yeah, there isn't enough left of it to cause a blood spatter. It is a grease stain.
All right, you big show-off.
Did I just hear somebody say, I love it here?
Yes.
Walker, you're really quiet. I've had to keep cranking you.
I'm tooling around with my mic. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
trying not to be too loud to interrupt other people with my breathing.
Alright, Teddy, you've got 1 more action remaining.
So if I were to go into a straight line, actually no, there's nothing really I can do.
You can move.
I mean, yeah. If I move through the horses, does that consider difficult terrain?
Yes, you'd have to go around them. You could high-five Shivshank, you could trade items, you could start investigating the wolves, seeing why they're attacking. You could try to figure out why that big wolf is literally just leaking green sludge from its mouths. Well, you do a lot of stuff. Imagination's the limit.
How close is one of the nearby caravans getting attacked by wolves?
You do not need to worry about them. They are not planned for this encounter, but if you'd like, you can go off the map, and I can just say you're helping out with the rest of the fights, although it won't matter at all in the end. I would recommend staying here and dealing with the big wolf.
Okie doke.
You have you know what? I'll even bring it a little bit more in character. You have a sneaking suspicion that this is the pack leader, and by killing the biggest wolf, it might cause the remaining wolves to flee, meaning that targeting it is more effective than trying to help out any of the other wagons right now.
And Stride is basically the run action, right?
You'll have to get a player to answer that one, I believe so.
Yeah, stride is a movement up to your full movement amount, whatever that is.
So, can I move through the horses' heads?
Yes, that is not difficult terrain.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he'll end his turn there.
Okay. Waiting for it on the combat tracker?
Yep.
Excellent, thank you so much.
Oh no.
Now, let me just see what the AoE is this. Huh.
Oh shit.
Well, it's not going to do that yet. Alright, Mandrews, the wolf continues to try to eat you.
Well, good luck.
You keep telling it to have good luck, and then it rolls enough to hit you. I'd recommend that you stop. I'd recommend you stop saying good luck every time this wolf tries to bite you.
I've been alive for centuries. Nothing scares me.
Yes, I have a quick
This
answer.
man... Oh, no, he's not. He's 20 feet. But... Get fucked, I guess.
Wait, who's what?
Oh, if you were 5 feet closer to me, I would have been able to do one of my abilities to give you resistance to damage.
Sadly, he had to move away to pick up his club. See, I was aware you had that ability, so I really punished that nat one. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm rolling to see if he hits. He already hit you.
Yes.
I just got to roll the damage. You're taking 4 piercing and 2 acid damage. Now, because he has his turn, he's going to use his knockdown ability. And he knocks you prone as he grabs you, not by one leg, but by both with his massive leaking jaws, and he rips you off your feet. You clang onto your back in the undergrowth. And then the wolf is going to try to bite you again. When you're prone, you're flat-footed with a -2 to AC, correct?
I believe so.
Well,
I'm about to jump
God
this
help me.
motherfucker, I'm not gonna lie. Oh.
I didn't know wolves ate tin cans. I thought that was goats.
Its acid is, very, it's breaking you down. Alright, so this should have a -5. That would be a crit. Hold on, I need to know, does a 22 crit you? What is your AC currently while prone?
15.
15?
Oh.
It's not
No, it
enough
doesn't.
to be a crit then, I believe. What is prone? Hold on, I gotta look up what prone actually does. real
Can
quick.
I use a hero point to make it stop?
You can't actually. You can only use hero points for yourself. So you are taking a -2 penalty to attack rolls. The only move actions you can take are crawl and stand. But you do not take any negative to your AC, meaning this is not a critical hit. I'm going to roll again just to override the critical hit. I might have to do that a few times. It is very proficient at eating you.
Jesus Christ! What?
I don't want it to be a critical miss. I just need a regular hit.
Over.
That's still a critical. Why is that still a critical? Hold on, are you flat-footed?
I thought I was prone.
Yeah, I'm just checking as to why it is. Are you sure your AC is a 15? Why is it telling me that that's a crit then?
This
AC is
wolf
17
only deals in
regular.
extremes.
Oh, your AC is 17 regular? Why is it saying that that's a crit? Oh, do they just crit you for free when you're prone?
Motherfucker!
I just don't know why it's automatically saying that you're getting a crit. Can anyone clarify why everything I'm rolling on him is a critical hit, even though it shouldn't be?
I just wanted to beat up doggies.
Oh yeah, you do remain flat-footed. So
Yeah.
you are flat-footed. That's why it's critting you.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is probably gonna put you into dying.
Oh,
Shit!
Let's see.
Ah.
Yes. So.
I was kidding about the second character sheet.
Oh no!
Let me.
destroyed. Oh,
Yeah. I have to look up automatons because I need to know how their dying state works now. Please hold. Do 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 do.
Instead, you are not destroyed when reduced to 0 hit points. Your life energy attempts to keep you active even if
Yep, you're knocked out and dying, meaning that you have dying 1 now. So, I'm so glad that we get to go over the dying rules. This is the first time I've ever had anyone start dying in any of my campaigns yet.
Session
It's the
1!
first time for everything!
Welcome! Gain a hero point for being the first person to miss every attack and then go down in the first 2 rounds of combat.
As the barbarian!
Congratulations! So, first out, you are currently unconscious. I do allow you to still speak, however, so you're flitting in and out of consciousness. I allow that. While you're dying, at the start of each of your turn, you will determine if you get better or worse. If you take damage while dying, you will take dying condition 1 increase, or 2 if you take damage from a critical hit or a critical failure on your save. If you lose the dying condition by succeeding at a recovery check and are still at 0 hit points, you remain unconscious, but you can wake up if you choose to. If you ever have 1 HP or more, you immediately are no longer dying. Once you lose the dying condition, you get the wounded 1 condition. Okay? So, the moment that you are downed, you immediately move your initiative position to directly before the turn you were reduced to 0 HP, meaning your initiative is no longer 21. It is now... Sorry, your initiative is no longer 26, it is now 11. Okay?
Oof.
You have, because this was a critical hit, you gain the Dying 2 condition instead. If you reach Dying 4, you die, I believe it is. I have to double check that. When do you actually die?
Yeah, it's typically dying 4 unless you take a feat. I think it's toughness or something.
God help me.
Alright, so
dying 5.
he is currently dying 2. The wolf rips Mandrews off his feet, and then as he drops to the ground, clearly still blinking as he's a little stunned, the wolf jumps onto him, and its jaws close around his headpiece. You hear a crunching and cracking sound. As Mandrews, you are going to be taking some permanent damage from this. You can describe it however you'd like. It could be fangs or a dent in your skull from now on, or it could be the fact that because of the acid coming from its mouth, it's melted part of your faceplate.
It has.
Ivor!
It has melted part of it.
You're up. The robot's being eaten.
I'm gonna move up this way,
Thank
and
you.
then I'm going to use Lay on Hands on Mandrews. That will heal him for 6.
Mandrews, you immediately are awake again. You should be able to target him, and there should be a heal button if you open up the magnifying glass beside your ability.
There is. Give me 1 second. So this button? Yeah, there it is.
So Mandrews, almost immediately after falling, like partially unconscious, your faceplate being crunched, your systems begin rebooting. As describe what your lay on hands looks like, Ivor, especially when you're using it on a machine. You are still able to use it as on him, by the way. You typically cannot do it to a construct. However, he has a special core that allows him to recover hit points via positive energy, which is what you're doing.
I guess they know I'm not a construct anymore.
So essentially what it is, right, is he points his sword up to the sky and just like and one hand, his shield hand on him, and just a moonbeam shines on him and just restores his vitality. He also gains +2 AC for a round.
Alright. So apply that
And
effect
then
to him as well. You should see the effect in the ability. Nice. Very good.
And then he turns to the wolf. And he is going to demoralize it.
Sure. So that is an intimidate check against its will DC.
Yep.
So
And
roll
I...
intimidate.
Let's see. I'm going to hero point.
Okay, describe how you heroically, after failing, looking like it's going to fail, how do you hype yourself up and intimidate it?
He points towards the corpses of the dead, of his pack, and kind of growls back at it as if he was the pack leader now.
Okay. The target is now frightened 1. Does anyone need a
that
recap
is
of what
wolf
frightened does?
They
Yes.
will actively try and run away from what they are frightened from, and they have a minus to their
No.
save.
It does not, as far as I know, it doesn't try to run away from you.
What does it do?
Isn't it stuck from moving? Like,
No,
Yep.
it's not. From what I'm reading here, it takes a status penalty to all its checks and DCs. At the end of its turn, the value of the frightened condition will decrease by 1, so it's got a -1 to everything right now. But that's what I'm reading. Is anyone going to contradict me on that? Hi, Fantasia! Hi! Thank you for coming! Is anyone going to contradict me? That's what I'm reading right now on Archives
I'm
of
just going
Nephies.
to put it up as well.
Yeah, I think that's how it works here.
I'm not going to fight it.
I trust you.
You take a status penalty to
Yeah, it doesn't...
equal to this value.
Yep. As a note, I will roleplay being frightened, though. So, although it's not included in the thing, if you frightened a creature that would run away from something it's scared from, it will run away. If it wouldn't attack you if it's scared, it wouldn't attack you. as you frighten this wolf, Ivor, it doesn't look like it's going to run away, and it doesn't look like it's not going to attack you. Instead, it growls and looks at you with this mad kind of fury. You've drawn aggro. Shivshank!
As I wanted. And my shield is still raised, yeah?
No,
I didn't...
because you did not use an action to raise it last
yeah, it
this
turned
round.
it off automatically. Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't even know it would do that.
Okay, so I'll take 2 strides there. Ooh. I want to mix it up with this mess.
Give me the dog. I'm gonna take it. My pet.
Can I see that Ivor has antagonized the wolf?
Oh yeah, the wolf is doing something weird as it looks at Ivor. It's not baring its fangs. Its jaws are closed, and much like a toad or a frog, its throat is bulging.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Okay, I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm gonna go over here and flank with Ivor, so the wolf is flat-footed as between the 2 of us. And that's my third action. I did a bunch of running.
Okay. Teddy, if you attack from here, by the way, you will also be flanking it with Mandrews, because I believe you can still flank stuff while prone. Because you still are capable of making attacks on it. Anyone can tell me... you know what? I'm just going to rule it that way for now, and anyone can contradict me later if I'm wrong.
I don't know the answer to that one.
We can't hear you, Ankh, if you're talking.
I am not talking. I'm moving to complete the seclusion off.
Okay.
Complete the maneuver.
And I am going to Spell Strike.
Go ahead. Spell Strike. Make sure to describe what it looks like.
So, on my Spell Strike, I should not have closed it. I am the dumb. Okay, so I make the spell. When you cast a spell that takes 1 or 2 actions, cast it, or the effects of the spell don't occur immediately but are imbued in your weapon instead. Make a melee strike with your weapon or unarmed attack. Your spell is coupled, and your attack result to determine the effects of the strike. So the spell I'm using is Electric Arc.
Hello, Incinda, thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone's having a good time tonight. We've currently gotten a $20 tip, $40 more, and I start taking shots for all the crits and successes of this session, which have been a lot. I might need to rethink that rule. That is a hit!
What the barbarian could do.
It's arcane.
Luminous, if you did ever run an online Pathfinder 2e, I would be honored if you would save a spot for me.
Oh, fuck yeah, on my neck.
Actually, for cantrip, I can't use Thunderous Strike. I can't use Electric Arc, but I can use
Shocking Grasp.
Like this. Yeah, no, I'm out of Shocking Grasps. I can use acid. I can use Acid Splash.
Magus get like 1 spell slot. That's it.
I get 1 focus.
You could use Acid Splash.
So yeah. So along with doing my damage, it also does acid, I believe.
Sure, roll. There should be an effect button if you open up the magnifying glass beside it. Let's see. Or I suppose that there isn't. Alright, just roll it separately and I'll apply it as acid damage, okay? Oh, wait, no, I see it there. Acid Splash. So does it do the whole damage of the cantrip or not?
Make a melee strike with your weapon or unarmed attack. Your spell is coupled with your attack. Using your attack roll result to determine the effects of both the strike and the spell. This counts as 2 attacks for your multiple attack penalty.
Oh, so it's...
But you don't apply the penalty after you've completed the spell strike.
I see. So it will do the full damage of Acid Splash. It's just as if all you need to do is 1 check instead of 2 checks to hit.
It's basically a green flame blade.
Way different actually, because this is way like more versatile. But yes, it is similar. All right, go ahead and roll, and then you're gonna roll the acid damage after. 10 damage into it. There's splash damage from Acid Splash, meaning that everybody around the wolf is going to be taking some damage too.
What?
It does not do that. It doesn't utilize the spell. It just uses the damage.
Oh, so it doesn't utilize the spell. Okay, interesting. Chat, Autumn Diadact. I think that's how it is. Where can I see Spell Strike on your character sheet? What's it on? What is it actually under? Oh, there it is. I found it. Let me read this real quick. Spell Strike. 1 or 2 actions to cast. Requires a spell attack roll. Melee strike. Spell is coupled with the attack. Effects of the strike and the spell. Emphasize penalty infusion of. It. Hold on, let me read this. On target. It does say it only applies
The damage.
on that. I'm not actually certain if Spell Strike and Acid Splash. Again, I'm a fairly new DM to Pathfinder 2e. Let me just double check this real quick. Spell Strike and Acid Splash. Because Twitch chat is saying that the splash damage is supposed to, so I'm just trying to figure this out. Let's see.
Oh, your spell still has any non-targeted effects that might affect creatures other than the target, as well as any ongoing effects starting from the moment you hit with the strike.
Meaning
Acid
that
Splash would deal damage.
So the Acid Splash would splash everybody, okay? Right?
Yes.
Alright, so, first off, as you strike it, this acid energy blows up around the tip of your blade, and it does not harm the wolf at all. The wolf is immune to acid damage. What it does harm is everybody around the wolf. So please target everybody around the wolf, and then you should see the splash damage down below.
Well, you know what? If that's the case, I'm going to just use a quick little feature here to give Mandrew's resistance to that.
And what is it? What's the total resistance he gets?
It is 2 plus my level. So
meaning that this damage will not harm. This damage won't harm Mandrew. So target yourself and everybody else, and then add the damage in. That shouldn't be that one. It's not that one. It's the damage right below it that says 1 acid splash.
Ah.
Yeah, let me just heal Shivshank up by 2 before you do anything else. 1 moment. Alright, there you go. No, that's where it was. So target both Teddy and Shivshank at the same time, and yourself. And then hit the second button.
I could target multiple people by doing the...
Yeah, control left click through them all. Yeah, control left click through them all. You can see on the combat tracker who you're targeting. Currently, you're only targeting the wolf.
Okay, so... myself.
Now you've got Teddy. Now you've got Ivor.
And then you just need Shivshank.
Yep, and you just gotta get Shivshank in there. There you go, you've got everybody, so now you're gonna click that. Describe how you all react to this, and Ivor, describe as well how you protect Mandrews from taking any points of damage.
Yeah, Ivor just kind of sees it, kind of has the foresight, and just kind of shields the prone robot from taking any more damage, taking it on his back instead. But obviously, that's kind of what I say is what damage he took. Because it was only 1.
And how do the rest of you react to this big splash of acid, which singes you all a little bit?
Hey, Bird Brain, you're supposed to hit the bad guys!
Thank you so much for the subscription! Yay! Thank you,
Oh, he
Sylph!
damaged me twice.
Sylph, which player would you like to... you actually did damage him twice. I'll heal you. You healed yourself 1? Okay. Sylph, who would you like to give the hero point to? And Teddy, anything else for your turn? Unk? Hello?
Okay.
Huh?
Anything else for your turn, Onk?
No.
Alright, wrap it up on the
Right.
combat tracker. You did deal 10 damage to it still, it just was immune to the acid portion.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of had the foresight of thinking that it would be immune to acid. Nah, you're fine.
You could give it to the person who needs it the most. Mandrews is currently, on the
I have
ground
3.
and has wounded 1.
I thought the max hero points we could have is 3.
Yes. So if you've already
I have
got 3, okay, then maybe give it to someone else. Onk, I'm still waiting for you to end your turn on the combat tracker.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. We're all getting used to the system still. Mandrews, you are currently prone. Attacking from prone, I believe, gives you a -2, and the only move action you can use currently is crawl and or stand.
I am going to 1 stand,
Okay,
2 rage.
there you
Because
go.
I've been missing. I'm supposed to be the protector. I am supposed to be the one that saves nature and natural things. And here is an organic fleshy being trying to destroy me. Ah! How do I activate rage?
Everybody is tied at 2 right now, apart from Mandrews, who's at 3.
Do I have to activate anything special for rage or no?
If you don't see it as anything activatable in your actions or activities, then just tell me what it does and I'll apply the effects manually for now.
Gain temporary number of hit points equal to level plus Constitution.
So, in your actions tab, you should see where it says wound, TMP, and current, right?
Alright.
You're going to add in 1 plus 1, so a total of 2.
Alright, 2.
Donnie's not able to
Perfect.
type in the chat? Why not? Well, hi, Donnie. Thank you for coming. I'm so sorry. I don't know why you're not able to type in the chat right now.
Alrighty, and I'm going to try and fucking bonk this thing to death for the last time.
Try and fucking bonk that thing to death for the last time.
With a plus 2 additional damage. Let's go.
And it is flat-footed. I hit! He hits!
Finally!
Roll your damage.
And plus 2.
Yep, I will add an additional 2.
Or, yes.
17 points of damage. The big hit. Anything else?
You know what? That felt so good, I kind of want to do it again.
You've
For,
stood up, you've raged, and you've attacked. That's 3 actions by my count.
Oh, okay. Then there's nothing else I can do, really.
Alright, let's end turn and wait for the wolf.
Yeah! How you like that?
The wolf moves to here. Does anybody have any reactionary abilities that they can use?
Nope.
Okay.
I see what it's doing.
You definitely should see what it's doing, and it's about to be very unpleasant for the people that it is doing it to.
And I've
Sorry,
used
I'll
my
reincarnate.
reaction.
Ivor and Shivshank. It suddenly releases a stream of bright green acid from its mouth, coating all creatures in a 30-foot line.
Where's the line, though?
Is this
For the
an,
both of you.
is this an attack roll or a save?
It is a save, a reflex save.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
That's
thank
my
God,
bad
that's
one.
not at me.
Acid. Oh, I'm gonna make you roll it yourself. You don't need a roll.
Oh.
Yeah. I will take that roll though if you'd like.
Yes.
Okay. Shivshank, I'll have you roll in a moment.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out where to... There it is. I'm going to ignore the results of whatever this roll is, as a note, Ivor, so you do not get a critical failure, meaning I just need to force you to roll a few more times, this way it's not going to give you the crit damage for this, okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much for the sub, Donnie, and congratulations at 12 months! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Actually, I need to keep rolling this because I can't have you succeed it either. I need you to fail it, but not by a crit fail. There we go.
Happy anniversary!
Happy year anniversary! Hey! Yay, Donnie can talk. Name whoever you'd like to have the hero point. Alright.
Ugh.
Damage coming out on the both of you.
Oh, oh dear.
Ivor, you take 11 points of acid damage. Shivshank, you take 6, as the both of you are coated in this strange acidic bile that it has going on. It is no longer frightened. Nor is it flat-footed.
I'm just gonna smack the fucker.
Smack that fucker.
Oh, am I targeting it already? Yeah. Ooh, big damage.
Hit. Roll damage.
Big damage.
How do you finish this wolf off?
He's just gonna stab it right through its jaw to keep its mouth shut from letting any more acid out, and then drop to a knee, looking back.
With an
That one hurt a bit more.
With an uneery sense of sudden knowledge, all the wolves don't even turn to look at the dead big caustic wolf, and instead just flee into the woods immediately. Shivshank, Donnie would like to give you his hero point.
Oh, thanks, Donnie.
The area grows quiet, and you guys are given a moment while the other Teamsters and caravan members are cleaning the mess and area up to tend to your own wounds and have a quick chat with each other. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I set up the next scene.
I look around to everyone else and I say, please don't judge me for this. Usually it's been a couple hundred years since I've been in a fight.
I made a mistake too.
I've just shrugged and he just...
I wouldn't judge. I made a mistake during the combat and I'm sorry for that.
Ivor sighs, he takes out his water skin, just pours it over his head to wash off any acid that he could. I would suggest you guys do the same too.
I mean, I thought I fought perfectly. I don't know what you guys' problem is, but and he walks over to the dead wolf and he kind of pokes it with the toe of his shoe. Something ain't natural about these things. I mean, all this acid stuff and the spray and the bubbling acid coming out of its mouth, that ain't natural. Something's wrong with these things.
Right. And Ivor's gonna take out his sickle and he's just gonna kind of slice open its gut.
Acid just spews out all over. You have to kind of dance back a little bit to prevent your shoes from melting as the acidic guts of the wolf kind of come out, and you realize the wolf is mostly cooked on the inside from its own bile. This creature was likely in constant pain. You'll have to roll any further checks to get anything more.
Damn.
He's just gonna, after that, he's gonna put his hand in and just kind of wipe at it and sniff and see if it's nearly decomposed in there.
Not decomposed, but it smells awful and disgusting. Roll me a perception.
Perception.
Wow, critical success.
You're a
Underneath,
genius.
actually, sorry, not a critical success. But underneath all of the just disgusting undertones of gut and bile and acid, you smell this weird floral scent, kind of like lavender.
He's gonna try and find where that actually is, the guts, with this, using his sickle to
It just kind of
cut
comes
away
from
what's
everywhere. Everywhere with this acid. It's just the acid in general smells a little bit lavender underneath all of the gross smells.
Does anyone have any glass vials?
Inventory.
Nope.
I got soap. I don't know what I use it for, but I got soap.
I have a water skin, but that's not a good. But that wouldn't be good at all.
No. He's gonna just sigh. Maybe the cook has something. Cookie!
As you call it for Cookie, you can see that he's talking to Bort and Tamley as the two of them are inspecting the caravans, making sure everybody is okay. And Bort, Cookie, and Tamley come over to all of you, with Bort saying, "Oh, good, you're all okay. Although a few of you look a little worse for wear. Once we get into Hetron's Folly, everything should be fine. We'll take some time to rest before carrying onwards. I'm so thankful for your help. I'll buy you dinner in town and regale you with more tales of my adventures that I haven't told you just yet.
Let me
What
just
am I
put up his hand quickly. I need glass vials.
Glass vials. Whatever. And then Bort looks down at the just awful display in front of you. Ugh, the dwarf recoils. I can get you a few. How many do you need?
One will do. It's mostly for inspection.
He also
Actually, let's get a couple. This might be good for me to put on my weapons, you know?
He also says something in Dwarvish under his breath. Those of you who can speak Dwarvish, you will see that translated. If you don't speak Dwarvish, it should just appear as some Dwarven runes for you in the chat bar.
Oh, I haven't put in my language.
I was about to say I fucked up my language abilities.
Make sure to double check them and put them in later then. But for now, Bort quickly asked Tamley to find some glass vials, and after a few minutes, you're brought a pair of vials. One with a red stopper and one with a blue stopper.
He's going to take the one with the red stopper and try and get some acid inside of it. And then the blue stopper is going to try and get some of the wolf's blood inside of it.
You're going to need to roll a thievery, which is a stealth, to be able to successfully get the acid in the vial. If you're not good at that, Shivshank does seem like he's quite dexterous with his hands.
You
I would also like
goblin.
to help.
Oh, Ankh also might be able
Extract.
to. Yeah.
One of you just extract the blood in it and acid from this.
I mean, I can, but I got a name, Chief.
I don't know your name.
It's Shipshank.
And I am Ivor. Would you do the pleasures, please, Shivshank?
Well, I guess. Got nothing better to do. Here, give me those bottles.
He hands them over.
Failure, just to set the stakes. I almost said the shakes because you're Shivshank. The stakes, you will take 1 acid damage if you fail.
Oh, good. You want a thievery check, you said?
Yes, please.
2 or just 1?
Just 1. I'm just going to make you do 1. You'll take 1 acid damage on a fail. You'll still get it in the vial. You'll just get some on your hands and burn them a bit. I hear someone trying to talk. Can you repeat?
Yeah, I was about to ask, would this be considered failing to face a personal challenge of strength, having not personally killed the wolf?
How
How would you interpret that?
I don't know if I'd call it a failing. It kind of depends on your character's outlook. If your character feels like they failed in that fight because they got bodied by the wolf, then that's up to them and you should roleplay it accordingly. If not, you can be easy on yourself with stuff like that. You can be like, well, we defeated it as a team, therefore I did not fail the challenge of strength. And you did also, as a note, land the highest damaging hit on the wolf.
Alright, because there's something called anathema, and I'm trying to figure out if that applies here.
I'd say that you dealing the most damage to the wolf would be enough to satiate that, in my opinion. Unless the actual thing says something different and gives an example, like failing to kill a sworn enemy or something.
Yes. Just says challenge of personal strength.
Depends if you felt like you were challenging yourself there with if you were challenging your strength there or not. In that case, then. Again, I will remind you, you did the most successful hit on the wolf, dealing 17 points of damage.
Yeah, that does make sense.
The next successful was 12 points. And 5 points of damage is a significant amount to exceed something by.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, Shivshank, you have 2 vials filled of caustic wolf bile.
Oh, one was meant to be blood.
One was for blood? Oh, I'm sorry, then. In that case, please do... you don't need to make a second check, just separate the vials.
Yeah, that's why there's a blue stopper and a red stopper, right?
Yes.
Alright, well, let me... Hang on. So, was the red one that had the blood? I guess?
Yeah, might as well, yeah.
Red for blood, other for other.
Blue for other.
Everything falls into one of 2 categories. Blood? Or not blood. Blood or other.
This is why we label our bottles.
Got it.
And Ivor just holds his hand up for the vials back. Can I have those back, please?
Yeah, alright. Go ahead. Here.
Thank you. And he's gonna put them in like in his back to like a place where they probably won't rattle around too much.
Bort says, now I'm not going to charge you for those vials so long as you help out with something. One of the wagons, the horses actually did get spooked. We managed to keep them from bolting during the attack, but the wagon's been pulled several feet off the trail into the mud, and we can't get it moved. We need some strong backs to help us move the damn thing.
Strength?
Yeah, Ulf, and you guys could get it moving. The rest of us need to keep on tending to the other horses and make sure that none others bolt.
I will help keep it moving.
The
I've still got strength.
As you guys head over to the wagon, the two Redfriend twin brothers have sustained minor injuries, which they are absolutely playing up to be much more serious than they are. In fact, those of you who are perceptive enough, you don't need to roll this. You guys can note that they have spattered some tomato sauce on themselves in order to make themselves look more bloodied up than they actually are.
And I just walked by, like, on the brink of death.
Yeah, the pair of them are in good spirits, though, still, and are helping you move this wagon. Everybody else, as you're, like, looking around, seems to be alive and well. The only two that were injured even slightly were Ulf and Ulf, who actually took the front line of most of the fighting throughout the rest of the caravan.
Hey, is that wolf? Is that horse there lame now? Because he went running off into the woods. If you got to put him down, I know a good use for him. I'm just saying.
Horses is good eating, Ulf says, and Ulf nods and says, "Good eating indeed."
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, no, that's not what I meant.
You know what else is better eating, though, brother? Cooked goblin. Aye, brother. I love a good cooked goblin in the morning.
Okay, all right. You two are freaks. I understand. You just keep to yourselves over there, and you take care of the horse. I got you. You got it, Chief. You stay over there.
Anyone who wants to help has to attempt a DV-15 athletics check.
Yes, sir.
Athletics check. Alright.
Oof.
Wonderful!
Jesus, Shivshank. The little goblin, Mandrews, and the two Redfriend brothers do most of the work, managing to get...
Shivshank didn't even roll. What the fuck you on about?
Huh?
That's the thievery check.
Oh, that is the thievery check. I'm sorry, Shivshank. Are you helping or not? Are you helping or not? Because I will say you will make the difference if you choose to help and succeed. It is a failure currently. I need 2 successes.
I'm going to use a hero point.
You may. Describe how you heroically start pushing the cart. Athletics, Shivshank, if you're helping.
He will... Upon, like, having a hard time with just his arms and his shoulder, he's going to start, like, using his wings to push himself forward.
Ooh, cool. Yeah, do an athletics again.
Hopefully good this time.
Come on, big number. No whammy.
Damn it.
I will use a hero point here then.
Alright, go ahead.
Because I feel like I have a higher chance.
Describe how you are heroically pushing the cart
he's
now.
Just pushing, like, you can see, like, the blood kind of pushing out of his body from where the acid has hit him, and he's just pushing through, like, the pain of just the acid burns and whatnot. And so you see him kind of struggling, then he just puts a second wind into it.
Is wine blood... Hold on, I'm going to catch up on Twitch chat real quick. Is wine blood or not blood? I think that depends on what religion you're a part of. Donnie says, Shivshank is very different from Elevor. I dig it. Yeah, you're getting complimented a lot. This is like the 3rd comment I've seen Elevor saying that this character's so different than your usual.
Gotta mix it up for my own entertainment.
I'm just so happy. I love seeing that you don't have to be a party dad right now, and that, like, people can ask you questions, but you're not responsible for the party's actions like you kind of are in the marathon game. I don't know how it happened in the marathon game, but you definitely wound up as being Egg's primary caretaker.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened either, and I'm not sure that I'm happy about it, but it is what it is.
Like a newborn baby bird, he imprinted on you.
Yeah, something like that.
Alright, so if you hadn't have done that hero point, Ivor, it would have been a failure, and everybody who had failed the check would have become fatigued. The wagon was still caught out of the mud. Since you succeeded, You, Mandrews, and the two Red Friend brothers are doing 90% of the work and manage to keep everybody from tiring themselves out as the wagon is pulled out of the mud.
After we get it off, Ivor just kind of collapses and holds his boots. God, I think I definitely need some rest. And he just kind of hovels back to the cart he's at to sit down.
Sure.
Try and recoup some from the wounds of what he has.
Now, would be a great time. Rogich, are you you're more familiar than Pathfinder with I am, than I believe, right? Would you be able to explain any healing rules that the party might not know about?
So overnight healing, by the way, long rest healing is not nearly as powerful in Pathfinder as it is in D&D. I think you get what's that?
As it should be.
Fair enough. Yeah, you don't automatically go back to full. I think you just get I forget exactly what it is. I think it's your level plus your con modifier overnight. If somebody has the treat wounds ability, which should come from a feat, that would be helpful because you can keep treating wounds over time and thereby trying to heal people. Of course, you can also do magic healing, or if somebody has the alchemy trait, you can make elixirs. But yeah, that's kind of the deal.
All right. So, you guys carry on then. Is anybody doing anything on the road, or would you like me to move us on to Etrin's Folly, i.e. Plaguestone?
I'm going to inspect my head to see what sort of permanent damage I have received from this agonizing headache that I once had.
You tell me.
Find I was literally about to.
Sorry.
The bottom part of what would be my head is now acid burned and pockmarked. It could be. It would look like the almost cratered because it seems where the acid collected. It just burned. It would look like stubble otherwise, but otherwise tarnished the skin.
All right. Anybody else doing anything while you're in the wagon?
In his book, Teddy would be noting that acid did work on these wolves infected with whatever they were infected with, and when more information is discovered, he would update his list.
If sleeping's not an option, Ivor will be cleaning off his sickle. Because that is his god's favored weapon.
Of course.
Where are the twins, the brothers?
They are currently hamming it up in one of the middle wagons, just moaning and groaning about of how hurt they are and of how they should be excused from all duties tonight and all sorts of things. It's good-natured, though, and the Teamsters are mostly laughing with them instead of at them. You find them pretty easily if you're looking for them.
I am. I challenge them to some kind of dice game, and I say, boys, if I win this game, you got to promise to never, ever, ever talk about eating goblin again. That's very disrespectful, you know.
A gleam hits both their eyes. And have you ever, challenged someone to, a game of Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're, you might be kind of a casual at it or something? And then the guy that you challenge pulls out, a mat, 3 different kinds of tracker dice, and the shiniest, most, gaudy-looking deck backers in the world?
I've never done that, but I can envision it.
That's what Ulf and Ulf just suddenly pull out. As they pull out their own gold-encrusted dice cup, a set of very fancy bone dice, a mat, and more. And they say, "All right, yeah, we'll gamble with you."
All right, don't get too excited. Jeez, just wanted to have a little fun. It's getting kind of boring here on the road.
What are we playing for, money?
No, I mean, I don't have much money to go around. I just wanted, you to just be a little bit more respectful. We goblins, we got feelings too. Just,
Fine,
fun.
fine, the brothers say, but if we win, we get to eat you when you die.
When I die, I want to make that very clear. When I die.
Roll me a sense motive right now, real quick, with a perception.
You want me to do that?
Yes, please.
All right. There we go.
So, first off, you are more than aware you are about to get hustled. You were probably going to cheat too, I imagine, Shivshank. So are they, and this is what they do for a living. Secondly, they are joking about wanting to eat you. It is good-natured teasing. They have no intention of actually eating you. It's just one of their pranks. They're some silly guys, threatening to eat a goblin.
Yeah.
So all yes, right. But let's see your thievery check, and we'll see who wins in the end. It is a pretty close game. Both parties are more than aware that the other is cheating. However, nobody calls anybody on it. In fact, they seem to appreciate the challenge, and in the end, somehow all of you roll the exact same high score as you get the equivalent of a Yahtzee or a Royal Flush in whatever game that you're playing. Everybody at the same time. Very suspicious and curious. The brothers both laugh, and then they just say, "Why don't we call it your win, little man?"
All right, I'll take it. Just so you know, my friends, it's a very little-known fact, but if you eat goblin flesh, within 48 hours your willies fall off. So you don't want to have us we don't want to have us for dinner anyway. I mean, it's not too many people know about it, but believe me, it's a bad side effect. You don't want it.
You can have a hero point.
I'm already maxed. Who needs a hero point?
They're non-transferable between players.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. Then it just falls on the ground. I can't have it.
Learn. Yeah, use hero points more often.
Well, I mean, I haven't needed to. I've been doing all right.
Fair. Regardless, the brothers, everybody has a good time. He did just say that their willies would fall off if they ate goblin flesh.
It's true. I did say that.
Remember, you guys can also see Rogic play a more serious character bi-weekly Mondays in the D&D Marathon game. Do we play tomorrow? I think we do, don't we?
We do?
Yeah, so Rogic has got back-to-back D&D. If you guys like what you're seeing tonight, do remember that you can turn any game into a drinking game if a total of $60 or more is donated onto the Ko-Fi. $20 have already been sent this month, this session, so $40 more, and I'll have to start taking shots to get caught up. Back to Etrin's Folly. Where did I put that window? Holy shit. There it is.
Good question.
After dealing with the wolves and getting the wagon back on track, the caravan has been free to continue on to Etrin's Folly. The journey takes only an hour, and the wagons are rolling into the town before dusk. You've been told that the wagons are going to be heading for Feed Mill, the only inn and tavern in the small community. Shivshank. Because you helped out Cookie earlier, without asking for any reward, he is kind enough to hand you a map of the area.
Oh.
That we cannot see.
Because it's only for Shivshank.
Right.
No, give me a moment. Everyone should be able to see it. Lighting was on for some reason, now it's not. So now you should be able to see it.
Is that Fandelver?
It's not Fandelver. Let's see. Most of the community is about 300 people total, a very tiny community, and many of them live on farms or small homes on the outskirts. As you were told, it once sported a population nearly double that number, but a plague wiped out a number of families 20 years ago, and the community just never has recovered.
Damn.
The building, aside from Feed Mill and the ruins up on Etrin's Hill, the buildings in town are of a typical wattle and daub construction with thick thatch roofs. Most of the houses here look identical to one another and are in similar states of disrepair. A number of the houses clearly look abandoned, their roofs collapsed.
Yikes.
You guys pass through the middle of town. As you do, you go around and the ancient Plaguestone, a large, flat, cylindrical rock that stands 2 feet high, with a hole in its center and a bowl-shaped depression off to one side. You guys can roll me something to figure out why this stone is here. And, like, why it's called a Plaguestone.
Could I use academia to see if there was anything in what I may have read while in schooling about this
Yeah.
event?
I will allow
to
it.
see if I've heard anything through the clergy.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Both of you can roll. They both sound like they'd be
I'm gonna
helpful.
burn a hero point for that.
Go ahead, burn that hero point.
Nice.
Can I use perception? Because
Perception's not going to help you here unless you can tell me what exactly you're using perception to try to... You have had no luck today, Teddy. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no. That seems to be usual for me.
Can I do a society check, which should allow me to recall knowledge about local history?
Yes, a society check will work as well.
All right.
perception to analyze the shape of the
Perception.
Diplomacy to try and reason.
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Go ahead. Tell me how you heroically do this, both of you. Although, in the end, you still fail, Teddy. 1-1! Welcome, Mike!
That's better.
Much better.
So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this rock. I see this big rock, and I take out some scribbled notes that I must have been taking while I was, during my travels. And I go, yeah. I remember hearing about this thing.
Anyone got any more
I
rolls or
recall.
flavor that they're doing?
I think I recall hearing about something from this around the clergy.
So, Ivor, you know almost the same thing as Shivshank, but the flavor of how you know is different. When plagues run rampant, one of the main ways that your religious training has taught you is that you need to isolate the sick and the healthy. One of the best ways to do that without killing all the sick from starving to death, from not having access to, the rest of society, is by having a meeting point somewhere in town where you can leave food for the sick. They can come get it at nighttime when no one's out, and then they can leave coins and such behind. The Plaguestone was used for that. Food would be left for the sick in the bowl, and the sick would leave coins in the center, which was filled with vinegar to cleanse the coinage of contamination. Nowadays, the stone is nothing more than a moss-covered relic.
Plaguestone.
Yep. Shivshank, you know the same thing, but it's more of you've heard local legends of the stone as opposed to knowing that it's actually a standard thing. That gives you a little bit more information, Ivor, because it means 20 years ago at the very least, there had to be someone with some kind of training on how to handle plagues in the town. Most towns of this size don't have those kind of resources or knowledge, meaning that they don't know how, and the sick normally end up dying off because everybody shuns them. In this case, someone had enough sense to set up this system.
There must have been a local lord or a clergy, a member of the clergy who knew about this.
To go into a little bit
Many
more,
years ago.
clearly, it didn't have to be a lord or a clergy member. It could have been a doctor. It could have been an alchemist. It could have been a Cherugian. It could have been a lot of different professions. It could have just been a scholar who knew about plagues. It's just interesting to note that they knew enough without outside, help.
He just shrugs. Someone was smart.
Basically. Regardless, eventually you guys arrive at the feed mill, which is the building right to the right of the Plaguestone. You should see it. It's got a big courtyard.
Oh, so the Plaguestone is like the well-looking thing. Okay.
Yep, Plaguestone is the well-looking thing in the middle. Located in the center of town, the feed mill is quite a large building. In fact, it appears to be the inn, the tavern, and the general store all crammed into one overcrowded business.
Oof.
Just reading something here, seeing anything else that I need to tell you about. Not just yet. Upon arrival, the Teamsters are securing the cavern for the night, while Bort is going to be traveling around the town to conduct business with the crafters and the families that call Etrin's Folly home. That's going to leave you guys free to explore Feedmill and explore Etrin's Folly in general, if you wanted to go around. The first person that you meet is Edra Wythe, the stable hand at the Feedmill. She's greeted you, hello, and is immediately worrying after the condition of all of your horses, leading them into the stable.
I think I'll just leave her to that.
Anyone interacting with her? Or are you planning on going into the feed mill? Or what are you doing? Where are you going?
I'll probably go into the feed mill to ask if there's like an alchemist around.
Okay, I'll come to you when you go into the feed mill. I'm just looking for anyone else who's going to go into the feed mill. Or what's everybody doing? I know where Teddy... Ivor's going. Teddy, Mandrew, Shivshank. What are you doing?
Teddy's going to see if there's like a local library or something where he could start reading up on the area.
So you're just wandering around looking for a library?
Or at least an area where there's books, and if someone owns the books, if he could read them.
So like a public area, not just knocking on people's houses going, yo, you got any books I can read?
Yes.
Perfect. Roll me something to find something like that, a perception, or I would allow a society check as well. I will come back to you. Mandrews and Shivshank, what about the two of you?
I'm going to
God, what is with my rolls tonight?
Oh no.
I
hate this.
Shiv should use a drink. He'll go into the bar.
I might need a drink in a moment.
And lastly, Mandrews, are you going in, or are you going to try to help poor Teddy? I guess the hag stole all your luck, too, huh?
What happened with Teddy?
I got a 1.
Teddy's looking for a library or a place where books would be stored that can be read for public access, and rolled a nat 1.
Alright, it looks like I'm going to have to help the poor little fleshy bean here. And I will intimidate anyone who tries to put up resistance.
Resistance to what?
His
Resistance to not giving us
horrible
books.
social skills, apparently.
He's just looking like he's using knowledge of the town to try to find something. He's not asking people.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood society. My apologies.
No, that's okay, that's okay. So, did you want to go with him, or did you want to go into the bar with everybody else?
I might as well study the local area.
Okay.
I have no need for drink. I have no need for horses.
Sure, where are you going?
With Teddy.
Okay, so you and Teddy go together, and the both of you get pretty fucking lost. Let me just decide where you've gone.
Damn flesh bag.
Flashback.
So, you'll see a little
Yo,
arrow
with
appear
the
on the map in a moment as you guys wind up all the way over at that house over there.
Perfect time for an adventure.
So,
They got a while away.
let's see. This is a farm, and I need both of you to make a perception check.
Oh my god.
Teddy, I'm so sorry.
I knew Teddy was
My guy, you need to go like smoke out the demons on your computer. The fucking system hates you, my guy.
Yeah. No idea.
As you guys are
Smudge that
approaching onto
shit
this
out.
farm, you see that there is a guy here. He looks like a local farmer, and he's running clockwise around the farmhouse yelling with his hands up in the air. What do you two do? Well, Mandrews, what do you do? You're the only one who's noticed him. Teddy's still walking up to the farm and hasn't seen this.
I stop in my tracks and try to call out to my companion, whose name I never bothered to learn. Flesh bag! What? Walker! Water drinker, stop!
Teddy stops.
Water drinker.
You point.
I think there is something wrong with that place. Very, 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 very wrong. Get your weapon ready.
So you guys then can take an action to draw your weapons. A moment later, a gigantic boar rounds the farmhouse chasing the poor man. Do you stay back and let this play out, whatever's happening, or do you choose to roll initiative, the two of you?
Oh no!
I choose die.
Well, there seems to be no funny music playing, so
Not
I will
yet.
interrupt the chase.
All right, here comes the battle music.
I meant the Benny Hill music.
And I have a map for this. Just one moment. As you guys jump into action, the boar takes attention to the two of you, and the farmer manages to escape, hiding around the corner of his home. I'll have a map set up in a moment for you two.
Take all the time you need.
And then, just to get this right, this is Mandrews and Teddy, correct?
Yes, did I get to heal any from the battle, or no?
What did you do to do any healing?
You're right. Nothing at all. So no, I've done nothing.
This boar might kill one of you.
I am sworn to protect the weaker, the inferior, the should not survives.
The should not survives. Hey, one moment, I just lost where I had put this fucking thing. One sec.
What?
Oh, right, I know what I can do. Boop. Alright, did both of you roll your initiatives?
I rolled my initiative.
Okay. Did you really only get an 8?
Yes.
Fuck, I'm sorry, Teddy. Mandrews, you're up first! A boar is a pretty threatening enemy. You might want to try to find a way of resolving this peacefully, or simply getting the boar to go away or distracting it. As the boar is now taking attention of the both of you, and as a warning, a boar's tusks have a reach of 10 feet, can deal 2d6 plus 4 piercing damage, and they have a speed of 40 feet generally.
Well, I don't speak boar. I don't have any spells.
I don't speak boar.
Can I intimidate it?
You could always try to intimidate it and hope that
I will try to intimidate it by shaking my club angrily and making growling noises.
So you're going to be doing a demoralize check, remember? And you remember Huh?
I've never done a demoralized check, so I was going to do an intimidation roll.
That is what an
breaking
intimidation
down
is. Yeah, that's how it works. So you need to be within 30 feet of it to start. And then you make an intimidation check against its will DC.
Where are we on the map?
Oh, did I not put... Hold on, I actually think I just forgot to share the map with you. One moment.
Yes. Right, this is... How do I measure range?
Right-click on the map. Well, first off, just control left-click the thing that you want to measure to, and if you hover over your token, a line will appear above it.
Ooh! Fuck. That is far. That's far. Alright.
You'd have to move 5 feet using an action to move to get within 30 of it.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I thought that said 85. That changes everything.
It is certainly not 85 feet away from you.
I'm going to...
Just everything.
Alright, I'm definitely going to get within the 30 feet and then go to intimidate. Or demoralize, rather. So let's do that. Alright, double click the intimidation roll. What do you think? Is an angry boar that could kill me demoralized?
What'd you roll? 23?
Yeah.
Yes, it beats its will save DC. The boar is demoralized, but it doesn't seem like it's gotten enough of the frightened condition yet to entirely run away. It does seem more hesitant, as if it's, instead of charging you immediately, it's gonna, like, you know, try to demoralize you back. Posturing, you know, how animals do it. You have one action remaining.
Alright. Since animal handling isn't a skill here.
It is, it's under nature.
What?
Yep,
Oh, well,
it is an activity under nature.
Huh, I do not have that. I was just going to flick my hand as if to say shoo.
So if you want to roll the nature, you can try to animal handle it.
Alrighty. Let's try that.
At least I'm pretty sure that's what it's under. Yeah, it's
Hero point! Hero point!
Oh god, yeah, hero point that. It is, so it is called Command an Animal. You can see it under your actions. You issue an order to an animal and attempt a nature check against the animal's will DC.
I do not see that under my actions. That's
Activities.
okay.
Activities.
Oh. True virtues.
As a note, commanding an animal, you automatically fail if it's hostile or unfriendly to you.
So I'm going to automatically fail either way.
Looks like it. Let me see if there's anything else that I can recommend that you do.
Yeah.
Again, this is why it's important to know what activities you can take in total.
Yeah. So I'm not... Ow. Let's see what the book says. Could I do... What? I just learned how to click a thing.
Doesn't look like there are any real actions that you will be able to take against this to, you know, handle it or command it. Demoralizing it did fear it, though. You can always demoralize it again, can't you? Like, you can do it twice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's temporarily immune to your attempts to demoralize it now for 10 minutes.
Let me...
Bye, Egg, thanks for coming!
It doesn't teach me the things. Like, every time I double-click on something in the other things, it, tells me what it does. Alright, let me keep scrolling. No, I can't coerce it. You know what?
Any suggestions, Rogich?
Any ideas?
Run.
Anything. It's too late to run.
You have 3 actions. Why don't you just try again?
Well, it's immune to his attempts to demoralize it now for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's got an immunity to demoralize, and you can't animal handle it.
Anything, Rogich, that you can suggest?
Sense motive.
I guess you could try sense motive it, figure out what
Why
the boar wants.
is he chasing? Yes, I am going to do that.
Actually, pretty creative. I like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I did. I thought I had to double click like last time. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Okay, yeah, so you got a critical success, meaning you note the boar, much like, meaning that this would be another shot for me too, by the way. The boar looks much like the mangy wolves did. Not like the big one that had all the acid in it, but the same way, where it's just been enraged by something. It's starved, confused, and angry. Something's clearly wrong with it.
Okay. But that was 3 actions, so...
That was, but talking's a free action.
Alright. Flash speed! It is broken!
The boar paws its... Oh, I did it for you. The boar paws its hooves against the ground, lowers its head, and gives you a big huff at you, and is going to try to demoralize you. What kind of a check is intimidation in this? Could someone tell me? I've got the monster block stat pulled up.
Feels like
It would be
It's intimidation is its own.
Intimidation is charisma.
Oh, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it's just literally the intimidation skill.
no. What's the save? I think.
Oh. It should be a will save.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to know what additives it gets. So it rolls with charisma?
Yes.
With a nat 1, the boar gives itself frightened 2 and goes back down to frightened 1 at the end of its turn. Ivor!
That's another shot.
Yeah, it would be another shot. We're not doing a drinking game until there's $40 more on that Ko-Fi, though.
Yeah. Well, you said my name. What's up?
You're not in this combat. Sorry. Daddy!
Yeah, I was about to say.
So, would managers have basically let them know, oh, hey, it's hungry, it's scared, and it's
I
enraged?
said flesh bean. It's broken.
You can interpret whatever you want from that.
I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm
I am going
a construct made
to
of
make-
robots.
I'm going to try and recall knowledge nature. No, wait, I'm not trained in that. No, wait, I am trained in nature. It's medicine I'm not trained in. I'm going to make a nature check to try and see if I've seen this behavior before in animals.
Sure.
Finally!
What did you get? Sorry, let me pull it up.
Total 20.
Nice! Very, very good. So, you have never really seen this in animals before. Something is clearly wrong, and it's something man-made. It doesn't look like it's rabies. It doesn't look like anything like that. You saw it affect the wolves, and it looks like it's affecting the area as a whole, especially if the wolves, which are carnivores, and boars, which I think are omnivores, are both starving. Then that means that whatever's happening in the area is affecting both plants and wildlife. There's something severely wrong in nature around this. In addition, really quickly, there are ways to survive a boar attack. It is pretty dangerous, but you still can. The way that it is recommending is that keeping a safe distance, backing away from the boar, or if that fails, reaching higher ground, a boulder, car, or even a tree.
So, Teddy's going to do something kind of risky.
Brilliant.
Teddy's going to reach into his bag and take out some of his food rations. Move a bit closer, and then toss the food at the boar.
The boar makes a mock charge at you at first, thinking that you're trying to harm it. Roll me, I will allow a command animal now, because you have changed the situation. There is now food involved. So the boar is still hostile, but it's more out of fear, and I'm not going to say it immediately fails. I find it silly that there's no, like, animal persuasion skill. Or I guess coerce just goes to that, doesn't it? Maybe.
I guess.
Yeah, coerce him. You'll see it under activities.
Activities. Coerce. How do?
Activities?
Activities?
Oh, there we go. I gotta click the Mother!
You trip over your own meat shanks.
Do you have any hero points remaining?
No, I don't. That's why I've been taking these crits.
Oh boy.
That's why I've been taking these crit fails.
You actually were targeting all the wrong people, by the way. So you were targeting I'm not going to count any of those. You rolled that against party members. So let me just untarget the party. No, you're fine. It just means that you don't have to. So target the boar, then roll it, please. Thank you so much for the subscription, Valentin. Congrats on 30 months subscribed to my channel. Go ahead and give the player of your choice a hero point. I recommend giving it to Teddy, who is trying his best to coerce a boar and keeps crit failing. That's who
It's
I'd
not just the
recommend
boar
getting.
I've been crit. It's not just the boar I've been crit failing. It's everything.
It has been kind of everything tonight. Yes, them. Teddy, you get a hero point. Would you like to heroically try again?
Yes. I'll take it.
Yay! Still a failure, not a crit failure. The boar seems to ignore the food, just angry and furious, but it doesn't immediately charge.
Then
It seems
Teddy's going
too
to use
confused.
his last action to back away.
Okay? It seems too confused to eat the food around it. Yeah, Valentin's been here for a really long time. I love him very much. He smells very bad. Mandrews. I'm just kidding. He smells really good. He wears
Well.
perfume.
Parfum.
Let's see. What do I have in my inventory? Absolutely nothing that can help except a javelin, and I believe that would be a dexterity attack, wouldn't it? For
I'm not
range.
certain. Probably.
I mean, well, it says +4. You know what? I'm gonna switch to a javelin. Wait, no. No. I gotta see if the food trick works. That's right. I will ready myself. And that is my action.
You're readying
That's all-
yourself. That's all you're doing?
Yeah, in case the food trick doesn't work. I must have faith in the little flesh bean.
At the end of its turn, the boar is no longer feared. It looks like it's prepping a charge, and it's decided that it wants to trample you.
It doesn't want the food?
It doesn't understand the food. It's confused from starvation and other whatever weird things are affecting it.
No.
Teddy,
Yeah.
you're up.
It didn't work, flesh bean. Try something else.
I believe in you.
My life may or may not be on the line. Ooh.
Hey, in a worst case, sometimes the language spoken by everything is in fact violence. If you alpha strike it, then it doesn't matter how much damage it does.
Did I miss something there?
Huh?
I thought I just heard the explanation. I thought I missed something.
No, I didn't
He's
do an
gonna take
explanation.
He's gonna take out his crossbow, sighing at his attempts, not doing anything. He's going to strike it. Mother fucker!
It's okay, flesh bean.
I am actively now not having a good time.
I'm sorry, Og.
And
I
it's not
can't.
on you. It's the game.
I can't help the dice. Well,
Yeah.
I don't believe you can do multiple attacks with the crossbow, can you?
Load and then attack again, probably.
Probably. Would you like to try that?
Reload and then fire another shot.
Sure.
I would use the -5, right?
Yeah,
I'm
so the
attacking
plus
again.
the +2 now. With a critical miss, you hit the poor guy's door and knock over a potted plant, shattering it.
Could be worse.
Mandrews?
I have no idea what I did wrong to whoever, but
I'm so sorry, Og. You did really good in the wolf fight, and then everything after that's just been downhill from there.
Alright, so we have flat terrain, no way to get up on top of anything.
this is actively giving me a migraine.
I am so sorry, Og.
Alright. There's only one thing I can do. And that is get angry. Wait, no! Why did I give the boar health?
Because you targeted the boar with that effect, so just target yourself, please, and untarget the boar.
Okay.
Control left click the boar again to untarget him.
Oh.
Okay, you gave it to the boar again. Alright, you're good to go now. Carry on with what you were doing.
Okay. Am I angry now?
You are angry. I see that it's all applied correctly.
Alright.
Nice job.
Wonderful. And I am going to very angrily throw a fucking javelin at this thing.
Throw a javelin at it. Your rage damage will not apply because this is a ranged attack.
Understood. I did it for the health points for when I ultimately miss.
Well, you know raging lowers your AC by 1, making you more easy to hit. You weren't targeting it, so just drag that 18 to the boar, and you'll see if it hits or not.
Come on.
It is a hit! Roll your damage.
Woo!
8 damage into the boar, which you still are not targeting, so drag the 8 now onto the boar. Alright, and I think that's it for your turn. I'm just going to end it for you because I'm trying to speed things along a little bit, alright?
Yeah, I get it.
The boar is going to use Tusk Charge, where it is going to stride twice and then make a tusk strike. As it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then rushes back at you. It gets an additional +2 to hit you. With a 20, that connects. The boar is going to hopefully not down you immediately, and Mandrews is downed. Meaning he is currently dying too, because he was wounded 1. The boar savages him for a little while, and then seems pleased with that, Teddy, and looks like he'll leave if you don't fuck with it anymore.
Teddy will drop more food on its...
It's not hungry!
Its bloodlust sated, the boar now starts paying more of an interest to the food. It literally actually says that too, by the way. I'm not just being favorable. If the boar catches the farmer, it says it savages him wildly, severely injures him, and then just leaves.
While doing that, Teddy's going to...
I'm gonna have this boar come back.
Move out of range of the boar, and then do some quick repair, because apparently I can do that.
Repair?
Isn't this the...
I'm a living being.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
It's medicine to stabilize him.
Best you can do is clean up my scruff.
Or you can spend a hero point, and he can just spend a hero point and stabilize at the beginning of his turn.
Wait.
I will administer first aid.
No,
No,
you
you
won't.
God damn it.
You try, but he is weird and machine-like.
You try, but you fail.
Alright. Anything else? You can keep doing it. I don't think there's anything that stops you from rolling it multiple times, right? Is there anything that stops you from rolling it multiple times?
It's one action. I have an action economy of now 2, now 1, and this is my last action for the turn. 17 to administer first aid.
Yeah, he's stabilized and he falls unconscious, having earned another scar from a boar now.
Teddy will drag him back.
Sorry, administering first aid is actually 2 actions, it says. And that you have to be wearing or holding healer's tools.
Unless you rip your cloak.
So I guess that you can do something else if you'd like. I'm gonna refund you those 2 actions.
I don't have any healing spells because I don't get those.
In the end, I'm pretty sure he's got the hero point to spend, don't you, Mandrews?
I have all the hero points. Probably.
Teddy's just gonna start dragging him out of combat.
As you go to drag Mandrews, the boar puts a hoof on his chest, preventing you from pulling him away.
What?
you can roll it. You can still pull him away. I'm just telling you, the boar's like, no, this one's mine. You can pull him away still if you'd like. It's just flavor.
He will still pull him away, and then he will look at the boar, look at the food, and then look back at the boar, and then pull.
The boar seems to remember the food now, and nom 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 begins eating it as you pull Teddy to you pull Mandrews to safety. Let's move you over here. dragging him. Mandrews, are you going to roll me a death check, or are you going to spend a hero point?
I'm gonna spend a hero point.
All right, you stabilize at 1 HP. You are now wounded 2.
Damn. Maybe that farmer will pay us for this.
You guys hang out outside of the boar's.
I will make him.
You guys hang out outside of the boar's fury range. The farmer's climbed up onto his roof, and eventually the boar gets bored and wanders off. You feel it wanders away with your javelin still in it, by the way, Mandrews. So you lose that javelin.
I already made the adjustment in my inventory.
Okay, good. The boar just kind of walks off into the woods, and you feel like you might see it again.
I haven't seen the last of him yet.
Oh boy, I forget how awful all level 1's encounters are in basically any system.
I'm going to saunter over to that farmer.
Chat, by the way, is rooting for you, Ankh. They're saying, I feel so bad for him right now. I know those nights, they suck.
And I'm going to ask the farmer to give me any form of aid.
Thank you for your kind words, fans. I'm really trying here. I'm sorry.
All right, you head over.
Is this farmer going to give me literally anything?
The farmer climbs down and says, "Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that everyone's okay."
I'm glad
Puyu
Puyu
is my kind of people. Thank you, Puyu, for your pun.
Yeah, that's a good pun. What do you mean?
I hold my hand out expectantly. This is an intimidation check.
I don't have anything.
I'm sure you have something.
Okay. Okay. 1 moment. Wait here. And he runs out to his field for a moment. You see him grab hold of something, and he pulls out of the ground, and he runs back over to you, and he hands you a turnip.
Acceptable.
Okay, you can add 1 turnip to your inventory.
This will come in handy. I am sure someone will be hungry.
But you're welcome anytime. If you want to come in, I can cook you some food or some stew. You don't look like you're from around these parts. Do you even eat?
You are correct. I am a construct. I do not eat.
Oh!
Unfortunately.
Is that your...
I can partake of your healing magics.
Is that your... Well, we don't have any of those. We're just a humble little town. Is that your owner over there, then? He calls out to Teddy. Hey, thanks for sacrificing your construct in order to save me from that boar. If you need, I know a good blacksmith. I gave it a turnip for you. Do you wanna come in for food or anything? I was gonna be heading out to the bar tonight. If you want, I could buy you a drink.
I just blink my eye at Teddy. Like, say something or I will snap his neck.
Do you have any other form of first aid?
No, I'm real sorry. You might be able to find some at the feed mill, though. I'm Marnie. My wife, Trin, works at the feed mill.
Nice to meet you, Marnie. My name is Teddy.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too, Teddy. And, does this thing have a name? And he, like, taps you on the chest.
Please do not
How
refer...
much damage do I take?
Please
Nothing,
do
he
not
just pats you.
Please do not refer to my partner as Thing.
Oh! Oh, I'm sorry. It said it was a construct. Don't that mean it makes it some kind of, like...
If
it was a little robot dance.
If it wasn't a thing, if it was a thing, it wouldn't be able to make cognitive thoughts and responses.
Oh, it can make cognitive thoughts and responses? Okay,
I glare at... I'm just gonna glare at Teddy.
Construct. Last week, I lost my wife's favorite shoes. Where did I leave them?
Pardon my interruption, but wouldn't he need to be there to do so? Thanks for your help. We're gonna go to the
Check under the bed.
And he runs back inside and from the closed door in his farmhouse, you hear him say, "Oh my God, it's amazing!" What a fantastic construct!
It's the little things.
This is why I don't miss society.
And I'm going to go ahead and just narrate that at this point I'm guessing you guys go to the feed mill before you're attacked by yet any more random hostile wildlife.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm going to commit the name Marnie and Rin to my memory because I'm going to extort the fuck out of her.
His last name is Marnie Sathern. Marnie and Trin Sathern.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
He even shows you like a little portrait of his wife.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, he definitely is like out of his league. By the way, he wasn't that handsome, and he seemed kind of slow.
Well, now he's good. Now he's not going to be even uglier.
You did save him from getting savaged by a boar, yeah.
Oh no.
It's the little things. Let's head to the feed mill.
All right, you guys head to the feed mill, and give me a moment. I'm just going to pull that up again. Meanwhile, back to the people who are already in the feed mill. Okay.
Yes.
The foods here's menu looks like it's passing at best. The accommodations here, you've been told by the Teamsters, are basically old straw mattresses. Still a little bit better than sleeping on the hard earth outside, at least. It seems like everything is focused around the town's primary crop, which you've already discovered out of character, is turnips. A typical meal here consists of roasted wild game, turnip stew, a slice of dry seed cake, and a sweet turnip porridge for dessert. Very few people desire seconds. Currently, the feed mill is empty apart from its staff. And, sorry, one moment.
Teddy would just turn to manager and say, I would like to apologize for all of this.
That's okay. You guys aren't here yet. I'm running this just for the others first. So this is for Shivshank and Ivor. Shivshank and Ivor, it's completely empty apart from customers, save for a gigantic, brutish, human-looking man. And I have an image for you.
That was for us?
What? I haven't shown it to you yet.
That do be a brutish looking man.
It's the only guy in there right now. Currently, there is a weird, nervous-looking goblin serving him food and drink. And he squeaks anytime the brutish man demands another round.
Poor Shivshank.
Then he runs off to go and get the guy's food and such. Otherwise, there is behind the counter a total of 2 people right now. There is someone attending the bar, a woman, and then another man and another woman serving food and drinks along with the little goblin. Although they don't seem to be doing anything right now because there's only one singular customer, so they're letting the goblin do everything. And Fugitek just blew up for a moment. Oop. That's okay. So, what Shivshank and Ivor, what are the 2 of you doing? There's just that one guy in here and then the staff.
Hello, I've all got to the staff. Wave to them. Hello there.
Oh, you must be with Bort's group. And you look behind you, there's more of the Teamsters and others coming on into the feed mill as well.
Indeed. I find myself looking for 2 things whilst we have our brief respite. I don't know if you'll be able to help me or not.
Yeah, maybe. What do you need?
Well, first of all, medical equipment, medical kits, whatever, that should work. And a alchemist, which I know is a bit more unlikely.
any item in the item tree that is level 1 can be found in the general store, but unless they're items that might be useful to the farming community, the store only has 1 or 2 in stock, as you quickly look over. The woman who introduces herself as Delma says, makes a sound as you say the word alchemist and healing things. Alls we have on hand right now for anything magical are 3 minor healing potions and a potency crystal. We haven't had any alchemists. We haven't had one of them chemist witches for almost 20 years. And there are no alchemical items in stock.
That is fine.
She doesn't refer to it as an alchemist either. She refers to it as a chemist witch and seems like it's a gross thing to come out of her mouth.
What's wrong with an alchemist?
Didn't say anything was wrong with any of the chemist witches, just we haven't had one of those freaks here in a while.
You seem to have a problem with them. It's probably personal, so I won't.
I don't want to talk about it.
I wasn't going to ask more than that. Anyway, healer's tools. Is that what you said you have, yes?
Healing potions. And anything that's a common item level 1, meaning that they might have some healer's tools as well.
I think it's level 1. I can't tell.
If you go to the items tab, you can search for level 1 and then type in, so you're looking for a healing thing. So if it's level 1 and I type in healer, I don't see a healer kit.
It's healer's tools. Is what it's actually called.
I don't actually see it under level 1. Let me just look real quick.
I can't quite. I don't. Probably not.
Healer tools are level 0, meaning that yes, they have them here.
Oh, good. I'll just get one. So it's 5 gold, yeah.
Yep, 50 silver.
Yes, sir.
It's a kit of bandages, herbs, and suturing tools necessary for medicine checks to administer first aid, treat disease, treat poison, or treat wounds. It takes 2 hands. If you're wearing your healer's tools, you can draw and replace them as part of the action that uses them.
I bet you can take a guess why I want these.
Yep.
So I don't think anyone else has them, and I'm actually...
You are the only person capable of doing any healing in this party.
Oh. Am I the only one with medicine as well?
I'm pretty certain that is true.
Oh God!
and might I recommend on level up that you look into the treat wounds feat.
That's not a feat I can.
Or really? What are you? Mm-hmm. What's your class?
Champion.
Champion.
We can figure it out later. You can always try taking an archetype or something, right? Regardless,
yeah.
So, Shivshank, that's what he's up to. He's buying some medical supplies, and he's busy with Delma. What are you doing?
Shivshank would like to speak to the goblin out of the earshot of the large bald man that he seems to be spooked about.
Sure, you get his attention, and the goblin shyly comes over. What can I get you? Anything, sir?
How you doing, friend? and he smiles wide. And he's got these sort of needle little teeth in the front of his mouth.
The goblin shrinks back from you as if you just burned him.
Calm down. I'm a friend here. No need to be concerned or worried. What's going on?
What do you mean? What's going on? I'm working right now.
I see that, and working real hard too. I bet. Everything all right? You seem a little spooked.
The town doesn't really take too well to goblins after the Goblin Blood War. I've been here earning trust and doing my best, working really hard. People still don't always react well to me, but that's Halid. He's kind of a jerk. He's a bit of a bully, but it's easy enough to stay out of his way, and as long as I keep getting him his food and drinks, he's not gonna hurt. And then the bald man raises and says, "Oi! Little fucker! Get me a drink! And the goblin goes, it's actually Finnick, he says really quietly under his breath. As the goblin kind of slunks away, his head hung low and his shoulders slumped.
Aw. Okay. I'll order a drink.
Bort, remember, has said that food and drinks are on him tonight, so all you gotta do is tell Dalma that Bort will be paying, and she immediately smiles and says, alright, but she looks at you pretty suspiciously at the same time, and you are actually forced, if you want to not pay for your drink and have Bort pay for it later, you actually have to call Ivor over to vouch for you, as well as 2 more of the Teamsters, because she doesn't believe Ivor.
Rude.
He's treated, Shivshank, you're treated pretty rudely by this woman.
What's the matter, lady? You never seen a goblin before? You got one working for you.
Seen too many of them.
Yeah?
And Finnick earned his keep and stay here.
Yeah, he seems like a real nice guy. So what's the problem?
I'm not so sure about you. But if Bort vouches for you and he's with you, then you can't be that bad. You're welcome to stay.
Yeah, Bort's my guy. We just was in the caravan together.
Heard that there was some trouble about wolves.
Yeah, we killed a couple wolves. They seemed a little, off. I don't know what was going on. Acid drooling out of their mouths. Gross stuff.
Wouldn't know about it.
Oh, no? Well, something's going on fishy around here. So anyway, can I have my drink?
Yeah, and she hands you an ale. It's looks significantly watered down. Tastes it too. You're actually not certain if that's just the standard, or because remember I did describe this place as kind of a crap hole, and the Teamsters all did say that they really don't like this place, but it's better than nothing, right?
Right.
It's not a nice place, and I hope that everyone's realizing that with these interactions right now. Etrin's Folly isn't exactly great.
Indeed.
By the time, anyone doing anything else, or can I move on to when Teddy and Mandrews rejoin the group?
I'm just probably going to be treating my wounds in the next few hours.
Yeah, roll me. Do you want to roll something for it? Can you actually treat wounds to heal yourself a bit?
The treat wounds isn't a feat. It's literally just you need to have the healer's tools and then be trained in medicine.
And are you?
Yes.
Okay, then go ahead and
it takes an hour per treatment though.
That's fine. You have a few hours actually.
It's a DC 15, so
fail.
Fail. As long as it's not a crit fail, then nothing else happens.
Yep. Also, as a note, you're very much going to need to treat Mandrews.
Yeah.
Mandrews is currently at Wounded 2, meaning the next time he goes down, he starts at Dying 2. Or, sorry, no, Dying 3, my bad.
Dying 3.
Yeah, Dying 3. It takes a while to recover from heavily wounded, things.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Mandrews, so as a note, I will say, Teddy, you've been quite unlucky with your rolls, but at least you haven't been today's punching bag like poor Mandrews has been.
Well, we may want to look this up just to double check me on this, but I'm pretty sure as soon as you're healed all the way to full, you lose your wounded condition.
I'm actually not certain.
Pretty sure that's how it works.
All right.
Okay.
Regardless, you can do one more treat wounds check on yourself before I say that people arrive back.
Cool. I'll just roll it then now. Cool. So that's a regular success, so it's 2d8.
You should be able to hit the magnifying glass right beside it, actually, and you'll see 2d8.
In inventory. Thing is, it's not like a...
It's in activities.
Huh?
If you go to your activities tab and you scroll down to medicine trained, you should
it's activities.
Yeah, it's in activities. You'll see that there is a treat wounds. Yeah.
Where is it? Sorry.
Also, by the way, Sloth, I also wanted to say a lot of people are excited to see you back in the games again. Chad has said hello to you several times.
I've seen.
I think all their hearts right now go out to the two new players who are both struggling in their own ways tonight, huh?
I don't have anyone targeted. I've just said it. That was the wrong one.
That's fine. If you didn't have anyone targeted, click the right one, and then you can target yourself on this, actually, real quick. I have to turn it to your turn, though, before you can target. Yeah, there you go. You've got yourself targeted, so now...
Yeah, this is the one.
And there you go, you healed 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's going to be fucking useful.
Yep. Yep, I will tell you right now that you have now set yourself up in one of the most useful ways to the party. All right.
I am indispensable.
Several hours pass, and after time passes, Bort returns to Feed Mill and invites you all to supper. He's reserved a table on the dais next to Flonk, the town's bard, who is this dude dressed in a very garish, jester costume with a bleach blonde soul patch and round, glasses on his face. He's currently tuning his lute, just as your meal is being served right now. The rest of the feed mill is filled of local farmers, as well as a few of the other people that you guys have seen around this evening.
The boar's hiding. He's here somewhere.
Ulf and Ulf are here as well. Bort is here. There are none of the Teamsters right now, nor is any of the other staff of the caravan. You also see... Let's see, I'm just looking into addition to anyone else I haven't described yet. You've seen the cook come out a few times. There is the farmer, and a bunch more other ones. In addition, there is what looks to be a very sad sack of a man, just drinking himself to death in the corner, it looks like, wearing the insignia of the Knights of Lastwall.
I have no idea. Oh, can I do a check to see if I recognize this thing?
You could later on. Currently, it's just good to take note of him, and you could ask someone who he is. But Bort is currently actively regaling you with one of his tales, and anytime you look away, it's kind of rude. It hurts his feelings, right? You can if you want, still.
I don't care. Ivor doesn't really care that. He's not that big of a carer about this sort of thing. He has wandering eyes, as one might say. He's ADHD, I guess.
I mean, it would definitely catch Shivshank's eyes because he was up there, right? He would recognize the insignia.
Absolutely. This
Pardon?
is what he looked. Absolutely, this is what the guy looks like.
God, he looks disheveled and all.
Yep.
I mean, look at that forehead. That's at least 4 fingers.
Currently serving you guys are someone who introduces themselves as Colnral Bannock. And a woman named Trin Sathern.
Trin?
She's the one serving you guys both.
Not as good as the other Trin.
You haven't seen the goblin for a while. It's the same Trin.
It's the same trend, but we just didn't meet her before.
She's serving you along with the other server. The little goblin you haven't seen for quite some time now, Shivshank.
Well, I'll ask. Who's serving us exactly? Which of them?
Trin and Colnral. Colnral seems like a pretty quiet guy, but Trin is especially friendly and happy.
All right. I'll talk to Trin. Excuse me, ma'am. Where's the little goblin guy?
You're missing the best part of the story, Bort says. He's a little bit into his drinks.
Your story's great. Your story's great, Bort. I just talking to the servant lady here. Is that okay? I'll be right with you.
He's probably in the back helping out the cook, Amora.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks.
Amora what?
No problem. Now, to get back what I was telling you. Did you want to hear the story of Bort and the Chilled Giant or Pharasma's Comb?
Can I think of like, let's go for Erasmus Comb. That sounds like.
Anyone else want to vote on this? Bort and the
they
Chilled
don't
Giant
know.
or Pharasma Comb? Come on,
guess
people,
not.
Bort says. Pick. It can't just be one of you. God, you're all acting like someone just killed your favorite dog.
Yeah, had to put old Betty down.
All right, I'll just tell Pharasma's Comb then. You spoil sports. One day, long ago, when I was crossing the waters of Lake Incarthen, my boat was set upon by a mighty storm, and the ship capsized. There I was, lightning and thunder raging around me, water sloshing everywhere. Why, I thought that was it for old Bort. As the sea began to take me, I was crafty though, and I managed to grab one of my treasured lockboxes as I slid beneath the waves. As my last breath left me, and I found myself deep and deep down in the water, there I was, awoken before Pharasma, the Lady of Death, about to be judged. She was a right beauty, she was, but she couldn't seem to decide my fate, because the entire time her hair was being tousled by the storm winds that brought Bort before me. That brought myself before her. Not wanting to be inconsiderate, of course, I dug through my lockbox, and I found a silver comb that I gave to the Lady of Death herself to tame her hair. So impressed was she by the gift that she returned me and my entire crew to the shores of the lake, alive and well.
Here, 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 here.
Hey,
Another
hey,
one!
The whole
hey,
story? That was
another one.
amazing. Good.
And he calls out, another one, another one. The dishes have come out. It's been, as I said, wild game, roasted turnip with a side of burnt seed cake coupled with watery turnip ale. Bort has been quite excited talking all about this, but towards the end of the meal, just as a dessert of warm turnip porridge is being served, your server, as he's called over for yet another round, Colnral, accidentally bumps into one of the farmers as he's sitting down with another ale. This causes the farmer to spill all over himself. The farmer stands up and begins yelling at the poor server.
Oh, okay. Time to get my diplomacy into action, huh?
Do you stand up?
Yeah, I'll stand up and just kind of
As
make
you're
my way
standing up and making your way over, immediately the farmer decks the waiter in the jaw.
I'm just gonna move the weights out of the way and put my hand up.
You grab the waiter and pull him out of the way, but as you grab him and pull him out of the way, another farmer gets up and lunges at you.
Oh,
And
fuck's sake.
as the bar begins descending into chaos, we have on our hands a good old-fashioned bar brawl. The entire common area of the feed mill suddenly explodes into chaos as a dozen drunken farmers are winding up in this gigantic brawl with themselves, each other, the staff, and all of you.
I'm
He's
so
out
glad
there
I'm
on
not there right now.
You are there.
What?
Everybody's here.
You gotta be.
Now, we are approaching our end time. We are 15 minutes away from our end. Would we like to wrap up here, or do we think we can get through this bar brawl?
Oh, they're only drunken farmers. I reckon I can get through it.
Do we want to carry on then? Waka, Rogic, and Ankh, or do we want to call it here?
I
mean, I don't mind starting it, but I have a hard cutoff at midnight, so.
Ah,
I I just have the worst headache and a bit of demoralization. I apologize. I'm fatigued.
You're okay. You're okay. Waka?
Kill or be killed.
So it sounds like the majority are okay starting it, but we will wrap up in another 13 minutes on the dot, okay?
Yeah.
That's all
I
right.
can muscle through it if the group majority is leading that way.
Alright, I would like everyone to roll me initiative. This is just going to be pure chaos. I'm not going to have a map for this. The entire common room is difficult terrain as it's filled with patrons, knocked over chairs, and other debris. Mostly the farmers seem to be fighting with fists, but it looks like the occasional chair or mug is thrown as well. You guys are able to roll anything you'd like to try to stop these farmers from fighting. It doesn't need to be direct combat. I will let you know that using weapons would likely be pretty frowned upon, as they, again, the worst that they've got is a chair that they're throwing, right?
I mean, I already have an idea on how to stop it. I took diplomacy for a good reason, as a trained skill.
And I took intimidation.
I also have intimidation.
Alright,
But alas, we have to wait.
Farmer 11 goes first and is settling an old affair with Farmer 3. This is what you get for sleeping with my wife, you dog! As he's gonna throw a fist. It's a hit. Farmer 3 is dealt 6 non-lethal damage.
Wow,
Farmer-
he was with his wife.
Farmer 9, meanwhile, says, and this is what you get for sleeping with my sister, as he's going to take a swing at Farmer 11. And he's going to hit, dealing 5 non-lethal damage. Farmer 3 yells at Farmer 11, saying, she always liked me better anyways! And that's a critical on Farmer 11.
Jesus Christ.
Farmer 6, meanwhile, just rushes at Farmer 12 with a chair, yelling something about you turnips. He's hard to understand because he's missing a lot of teeth. And he's gonna hit. The chair breaks over Farmer 12's head. Farmer 1 is the one who's taking a swing at Ivor.
You can certainly try.
Every time someone said that, they have succeeded, just as a warning. And he'll hit!
Jesus Christ.
Dealing 4 non-lethal damage to you, Ivor. Shivshank, you're up! It's pure chaos and pandemonium here!
All right, so Shivshank will climb up onto the table that he was sitting at, and he'll raise his arms up above his head. He goes, "All right, everybody, come on, calm down. If you all just sit down and chill out, I hear my good friend Bort over here is going to give everybody a round of beer."
Go ahead, roll me a coerce.
Sure.
Bort's actually standing up on his chair, trying to help you out as well. He's stood up on the chair, and he's trying to calm everything down.
Yeah. Well, hang on, I'm sorry. Really?
You don't need to be sorry.
Is there somewhere to get to that automatically, or do I just have to? I guess it's
Coerce
just
is in activities. It's in activities, actually. So if you go into activities, you will see everything that you're capable of doing. For some reason, it's not showing on yours, and I don't know why. We actually had this same problem with someone in the Wednesday or Saturday game, and I forget how they fixed it. I'm sorry. In that case, it's just roll. You can just roll me a charisma and tell me if there's anything that should be applying specifically to a coercion check.
Is it deception or intimidation? I guess it's intimidation.
It is intimidation.
Yeah, I'll just roll intimidation. Then here we go.
But you will.
With an 18, you do actually get one farmer to calm down. Pick a number between 1 and 12.
7.
Farmer number 7 says, you know what? It's just not worth it. And he sits back down. Bort, meanwhile, failed his check, and Farmer 4 throws a chair at him, which hits the poor merchant leader and sends him flying to the ground, knocking him unconscious in the fight.
Oh, God.
Oh, buddy!
Bort's just...
Be careful!
Poor Bort's just out cold.
Alright, that's it for me.
Farmer 12 is going to go ahead and slug Farmer 2.
The chaos has begun.
And it's actually a miss for the first time. Farmer 5 is going to throw a mug at Shivshank.
I will use my uncanny dodge to try to avoid it. I just saw it. Where the hell did it go? Sorry, nimble dodge. So let me add that to my AC.
It misses you by a mile in one moment because I really love the glass breaking sound effect I have here. You might have heard it a few times. There it was again.
Oh, well, it missed me anyway, but okay.
Mandrews.
Not wanting to get in another fight and possibly die this way.
You'd only get knocked out. It's non-lethal damage all that they're doing, meaning that instead of dying, you're just going to go straight into unconscious.
I know, but I'm still pretty wounded. I'm going to try and roar and intimidate and get everyone to shut the fuck up.
Pick a farmer. Target a farmer and then roll your intimidate. Your demoralize.
I was trying to scare the whole fracas.
I'll guarantee you won't be able to get all of them in one go. It's best to focus on one at a time right now. Besides, if you calm enough of them down, the fight will just stop.
Yes.
So you had to pick and target one, but I'll say a 20 succeeds. You didn't.
It says Farmer 8 in the combat tracker.
Did you roll it under your activities, or did you roll it under your skills?
Damn it! Skills.
It's okay, I'm gonna let that still count. Don't worry about it. Farmer 8, how do you intimidate? You just release a mighty roar?
I just roar and my light goes really bright. My eye light.
Oh shit! That's the construct! That's the construct what found Trin's shoes! And that farmer just runs out. Getty, you're up, and you actually see Trin's husband, the guy who helped Murray, or Manry, I think it was, is here. Marnie is here and in the fight right now. He's actually Farmer 4. If you wanted to try to talk him down, you'll have a situational +2. What are you up to, Teddy?
Dead.
Unk?
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Did we lose them?
No, I see them lighting up. Unk, are you here?
Yeah.
It's your turn. I've said that you've recognized one of the farmers in the melee. It's Marnie. You get a situational +2 to any checks you make on him to get him to stop fighting.
Gonna demoralize him.
So in your, you know what? I'm just gonna help you out right now, and I'm gonna handle the targeting for you, okay?
Thank you.
So in your activities, you should see the demoralize button, correct? I'm sorry, it is a failure. Wait, is that rolling correctly? Hold on. Let me check your stats real quick. Oh yeah, you do have a +0 in charisma, in charisma, which is why you're rolling so badly on all these charisma checks. Would you like to try something else? I'll let you do a different action because you've only used up one. You could do I don't know, acrobatics. Like this is something that you can go kind of all out with and get creative with what you're doing to calm him down. If you've got any ideas.
Well, no, I was just gonna basically yell at him about, weren't you the asshole getting chased that needed to be saved by being chased around by a boar? Can't even handle himself.
With that, I would have to go what you'd already rolled. I'm trying to give you the option to re-roll it without spending a hero point, because I think you're out right now.
I have not had hero points since the last donation. And the only thing that would come to his mind, since he can't really use an educated opinion on anything going on, would be to strike someone with a spell, which I don't want to do.
Let me look at stuff real quick for you.
Huh?
I'm looking at stuff really quick for you. You've got, weirdly enough, a decent thievery. You could do a thievery to, like, pickpocket something out of his, like, hand and then be like, no. Like, you could take the chair that he's about to use to bash someone with or something. I'd allow that.
I'll do that with 2 actions to do it to multiple people.
I will allow it.
Kind of flies in, snatches it out of their 2 hands.
I know I had just said that I wasn't going to allow targeting multiples for this, but I believe that Teddy's had a pretty bad luck run of things lately, so I'd like to allow him to do this, players, if you're alright with that. Go ahead, target 2. You know what? I'll handle the targeting. So you want to do Marnie, and you want to do... We'll do Farmer 2 as well, okay?
First one, second one.
There we go. You do manage to snatch Marnie's chair out of his hands, and Marnie looks ashamed of himself as you snatch the chair out of his hands, and then you give him a good academia-style lecture about how bar fights, could harm someone, right?
Who's gonna take care of your wife if you're dead here?
Exactly. You talk him down, and he spends the rest of the fight getting lectured. Ivor!
I'm going to use the request feature to request at least one of them to stop, and then I'm going to punch Farmer 1 back.
Alright, go ahead. Roll a request and then sock Farmer 1 in the jaw.
So let me just choose which one I'm going to request first. I click that one, right? Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, which farmer were you targeting? Farmer 5 looks ashamed of himself and goes, alright.
And then time to just suck this guy in the face. As petty revenge, right?
Almost.
Wow.
It was a miss in the end, though.
And then that's my turn, so... It rolled off the 19, hasn't landed down.
Farmer 2 throws a mug at Mandrews. It's a hit.
Instant death.
Not death, and you're not wounded either. It's non-lethal damage. So as Mandrews is, intimidating one guy and doing the roar, a mug comes flying out of nowhere, smashes on the side of his head, and the automaton for the 3rd time tonight goes down out cold. Farmer 10 is also going to throw something at Ivor. Another mug. It's a miss, and at the top of the round, with, I think, 4 or 5 combatants taken out of this fight, the farmers all start calming down. And the fight is over. Everyone seems kind of ashamed of themselves. The bar is still in chaos. People are scattered everywhere to the winds. And a minute later, the sheriff arrives. And I think we will start next section with you guys meeting the sheriff and figuring out what happened.
Ooh.
I hope everybody had a good time tonight. Ankh, I'm really sorry about your rolls. I can't do much about that.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I'm hoping next time your rolls will be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, make mine a bit shit next week.
Either way, chat, thank you guys so much for coming. We're going to rate another great content creator in a moment. Stay tuned tomorrow
for coming, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And if any of my mods are around, if we can get the streamers who play with us shouted out one more time, Chris, I'd appreciate that just while we're ending, as well as a run-through of all my commands one final time. Please stay tuned tomorrow when we're playing the D&D Marathon game, the other game that Rogich plays in, where he's his much more serious character, Elevor, also known as King Sparkfinger.
I think Elevor's going to start just stealing from people.
Have you thought about what's going to happen tomorrow? You've got to negotiate with a vampire.
I do. Actually, I haven't thought about it much. I'm going to be flying by the seat of my pants tomorrow.
Oh no! I gave everybody 2 weeks specifically to prepare for the discussion.
I know. Well, hey, look, nobody else said anything, so...
As a note, too, there is still space in this campaign if you wanted to join in. This was our very first session, so it's a great time to join in, and they could really use a healer or someone to increase people's stats, likely, like a bard, a buffer, or something like that. Thank you guys so much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.